Hello, everybody. Ralph and Cassie Francis, I'm so happy you're here and I'm happy you're excited about tonight. Yes, and Tammy 13, good to see you, love. I hope you're all having a wonderful night. I am staying really warm and toasty, actually a little too toasty. I have my little fireplace heater in my bedroom, and I keep it on. The pet's like laying in front of it, and it gets really cold in my house. And it wasn't a cold day. It was actually unseasonably warm today. And so I ended up just turning it off right now, actually. Hi, CE. Thank you for the wonderful email. Hi, Shane. Great to have you here, love. So I have some really great stuff for tonight. I was working hard on editing today, but not only was I editing new stuff for tonight, I was editing the replay crew minis. So people who don't want to sit through a 3 to 7 hour live stream, they can still see the good parts. And I trimmed the church episode all into one and put it on there. It's done. I just had to make the thumbnail for it. Hi, James Russell. Thanks for joining us tonight, love. Hi, Dolphins. Good to have you, honey. Yes, Shane, I am so happy to have you here. Hello, Emily. Welcome, 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 sweetie. Good to see you. So yeah, let's get right into the fun. Oh, well, hold on. Sorry. Let me put up a little disclaimer first off, okay? When I say let's get into the fun, I mean spending time together. This case is emotionally trying at times, but it's very interesting and important to see. We might be seeing the start of new laws coming to play, and ones that I believe are necessary to have. So it is a very important case, but the details of it are kind of sad. And we don't get an answer yet. The answer may not be for a long time coming, because there may be a lot more that goes into getting this answer. But every journey starts with the first step.
Motion for sibling visitation. We now have Mr. Warner who's joined us. Let's reiterate our appearances, please.
Alexis Spencer, attorney for Amber Million.
Kimberly Kuhn, attorney for Amber Million.
Suzanne Wilhelm, attorney for.
This is the circuit court case. I'm not sure you've been.
Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. Sorry.
You got full set though for this morning, and we appreciate you being here. We do have Ms. Million again. Yes, Ms. Million. Thank you.
Sean Head, appearing on behalf of Dale Warner.
Rebecca Haynes, on behalf of Warner.
Thank you. All right. You may proceed.
Thank you. This matter is before the court on plaintiff's motion for temporary visitation orders with her minor sibling. Your Honor, I'd like to request that we refer to as AW moving forward.
Agreed. Any objections?
None.
No objection.
Thank you. The evidence presented today will show that at the time plaintiff filed her complaint for third-party visitation on April 7th, 2023, plaintiff had not had any in-person nor phone contact with her minor maternal half-sibling, AW, since July of 2021, due to the defendant and the minor child's father, Dale Warner, not allowing the plaintiff nor her siblings to have such contact with their minor sister. AW, after the defendant's wife and plaintiff's mother, Dee Warner, disappeared. The main issue of a sibling having standing to bring an action for visitation in the circuit court is a case of first impression in the state of Michigan, as there is no controlling case law regarding the issue of a sibling having standing to bring an action for visitation with their sibling, nor are there any statutes that discuss this issue. Although the state of Michigan does not have any case law nor statutes regarding the issue of a sibling having standing to bring an action for visitation with their minor sibling, 20 other states do. Those states include Washington, Oregon, Nevada, California, Alaska, Colorado, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Illinois, Georgia, New York, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, West Virginia, Virginia, and South Carolina. In Michigan, MCL 722.27B is the most analogous statute, which discusses grandparent visitation and when a grandparent has standing to bring an action for grandparent visitation. However, here, we do not have an issue of grandparent visitation. We have a case of a biological sibling who is attempting to establish visitation with her minor sibling after their mother went missing and or was murdered, per the current pending murder charges against the defendant. There is no case law nor statutory guidance in Michigan that could be found after extensive research into the issue of third-party sibling visitation, nor is there any case law or statutory guidance that prohibits third-party sibling visitation.
So, the mother of the two children has gone missing. The father is facing charges for her unalivement and preventing the sisters from seeing each other, half sisters. And there is no case law on Michigan books that grants sibling visitation under these or any circumstances. You can get grandparents' rights, but not sibling rights.
Therefore, plaintiff is making a good faith attempt to obtain an order for third-party sibling visitation with her minor sibling and expand the law in Michigan regarding standing for sibling visitation. Under Michigan's Children's Foster Care Manual, Michigan requires that siblings in foster care must have regular contact, both via in-contact visits after the first 30 days of placement, as well as virtual contact to occur as frequently as possible and desired by the siblings. This supports that Michigan has a strong public policy towards sibling bonds and sibling visitation occurring. Under Troxel v. Granville, 530 U.S. 37, 2000, the United States Supreme Court held that an order for third-party visitation is not unconstitutional so long as the fit parent's decision regarding the upbringing of their child is given special weight in the decision to grant third-party visitation. In Soltes v. LaRoche, 2021, Mich.App.Lexus 2327 at 11, a fit parent was defined as a parent who adequately cares for his or her children. In the Soltes case, the Michigan Court of Appeals ultimately held that although the defendant father of the minor child in that case was providing for his daughter's material needs on a daily basis, he was an unfit parent when it came to providing for his daughter's mental and emotional needs of allowing her to have contact with family members. And that can be found at pages 7 through 8. It is important to note that the Soltes case was in regard to grandparent visitation and not sibling visitation. Regardless, though, the court in Soltes upheld the trial court's order of grandparent visitation and stated that because the minor child had a very close relationship with her grandparents, the loss of contact between the minor child and her grandparents created a substantial likelihood that the minor child would suffer mental or emotional harm. At issue before the court today, plaintiff submits that the Soltes case should be considered when looking at the defendant's fitness when making the decision regarding granting sibling visitation in this matter. Additionally, circuit courts have ancillary jurisdiction over probate court actions involving minor guardianships and visitation matters under MCL 600.1021, Section 2A. And therefore, plaintiff is requesting that the circuit court use their ancillary jurisdiction over the probate court matter to enter a similar sibling visitation order in the circuit court matter. Sibling bonds are important in general, but in circumstances such as the one before the court today, where a child's mother is missing and or deceased, and the child's father is incarcerated, a sibling bond is not only important, but necessary, as plaintiff is the only other person who truly understands the grief and trauma AW is experiencing. Plaintiff is respectfully requesting that this honorable court enter an order for sibling visitation between the minor child and plaintiff and the other maternal siblings, similar to the temporary visitation orders entered in the probate court action.
Thank you. All right. Who will be presenting?
I am not aware of the ages of the siblings. I don't know if they mention it in any of their motions or not. All I know is AW is a minor, and that is why I cut her name out.
Ms. Spencer? Go ahead.
Your Honor, Rebecca Haynes appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Your Honor, there is no basis under the state of Michigan established case law to support plaintiff's position that a half sibling in this matter should be granted visitation of a minor over the objections of a fit parent. Mr. Warner has a fundamental right to make.
Just because there is no legal case law on the books for it doesn't mean there shouldn't be. It doesn't mean it's not what's right. But unfortunately, this is one of those cases where I can say, unfortunately, the court can't deal with the motion. It has to deal only in law. Most of the time, I think the emotion should be set outside of the case. This is one of those that I wish they could go by feeling. Because how can you not grieve alongside those siblings together? I mean, they lost their mother and their father's incarcerated. That warrants some sympathy or empathy or whatever you have to give, compassion.
Parenting decisions regarding Angelina without interference from the state that has been well established by Michigan case law as well as the Supreme Court of the United States. In this particular matter, Mr. Warner's parental rights have never been terminated nor suspended. He does continue to have that fundamental right to this date. With respect to whether or not there is any case law in Michigan specifically regarding sibling visitation, that's not true. In 2012, there was an undecided case before the Michigan Court of Appeals in Reed McDonald, in which the court there overturned an order from the Kent County Family Division, which had required visitation between two siblings over the objection of the mother. Specifically, that court noted that even though the trial court had power over the children in that matter, because there was a family law dispute, that the trial court had extended its power improperly, and in doing so, had interfered with the respondent's fundamental right to parent the child by entering an order that compelled the siblings to have visitation over the objection of the mother. Furthermore, even if we were to follow the outline of the grandparenting visitation statute, which is MCL 722.27b, there are several guidelines under that statute that are simply not met in this case. First of all, again, we have siblings, not grandparents. Second of all, under that specific statute, it does state that in order to give deference to the decisions of a fit parent, it's presumed by the proceeding under the subsection that a fit parent's decision to deny grandparenting time does not create a substantial risk of harm to the child's mental, physical, or emotional health. In order to rebut this presumption created, the grandparent, or in this case, a sibling, if we are to actually apply the statute, must provide by a preponderance of the evidence that the parent's decision to deny visitation time would create a substantial risk of harm to the child's mental, physical, and emotional health. The motion should be dismissed if by a preponderance of the evidence this presumption is not overcome.
The father's lawyers.
And in this matter, there has been no evidence that Mr. Warner is an unfit parent, and there has been no evidence that that this presumption has been overcome here. Furthermore, I'd like to indicate that in this sole case that plaintiff has referenced is easily distinguishable from the facts and circumstances in this matter, specifically with AW. In that case cited, the parental grandparents of a minor child had sought grandparenting time after their son died of cancer. Several witnesses were presented in that case indicating that the grandparents had a substantial connection with the child. Furthermore, there was other witnesses presented, including family members and a licensed expert psychologist, to indicate that the defendant mother in that case was adamant that her minor child was not suffering mentally or emotionally following the death of her father, which again, several witnesses in that case indicated was not true. Therefore, in that case, the court determined that the defendant mother was unfit with respect to the mental needs of her daughter. If this court is to move forward with allowing visitation, this court, following that case, again, with respect to a grandparent but not a sibling, would need to indicate that Mr. Warner is no longer a fit parent with respect to the care and needs of his daughter. Lastly, Your Honor, even if we were to follow the grandparenting statute, and even if it were applicable in this matter, after all of that, the last thing the court would need to determine is whether or not it is in the best interest of the minor child, AW. In this particular case, as we've heard earlier today, Mr. Warner is currently incarcerated on charges for murder. He is innocent until proven guilty. There's several social media posts and statements being made by the plaintiff as well as family members that he is guilty, and that several other things that just have not been proven to be true at this point. It would be mentally devastating to the minor child to be subjected to those statements over and over again in this matter. Therefore, we respectfully request that this court enter an order denying plaintiff's motion as well as any other relief, including but not limited to the dismissal of this suit.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies. I have reviewed the pleadings as well as the motion for temporary visitation orders. Obviously, we're here on this matter as well as matters this morning in the what I would describe as nearly a companion case, 23-52933 GM, wherein there is a visitation order currently entered that does reflect the temporary suspension of Dale Warner's parental rights as a result of the temporary appointment of the guardian. So we're not operating in a vacuum here, and I think that needs to be noted for the record. But second, so what that means, as far as I'm concerned, is that there's no need for a temporary visitation order in this case on an emergent basis. Secondarily, I think you both raised interesting issues. Number one, as to whether or not the suspension of his parental rights on a temporary basis or otherwise would cause the court to consider whether or not he is a fit parent for purposes of determining whether or not to look at the issue of visitation with a sibling. So I would like to have some briefs on this issue, on your positions as to argument on whether or not he is fit or unfit for purposes of invading his parental authority and ordering sibling visitation. Secondarily, I'd like to see the cases that you both referred to. I have your pleadings, but I don't have any briefs in support on any of the motions or objections that I can see in the file. So, for example, I heard about the Soltis case, I think you said. I heard another case mentioned, N. Ray Donald. I have not had those presented to me to review. I also heard a reference to a litany of other states that have entertained this particular issue. So I'd like briefs on whatever you'd like me to know as far as supporting your motions, objections, petitions, but also specifically on those two issues. And I would invite you back, if you're available, January 19th at 9:30 in the morning. And if you're not available, I can look at alternate dates and times.
I believe that works for the
That would work for us as well, Your Honor.
All right, very well. Then Ms. Spencer, I'll ask you to draft the order just indicating that the motion for temporary visitation orders is denied, and asking both counsel to brief their positions for purposes of a hearing on your underlying complaint for Friday the 19th of January at 9:30 in the morning.
Your Honor, just for clarification, when would the briefs be due, and is there a page limit or extension of the standard page limit?
The court rules would apply for purposes of your briefs, and please follow those. Don't send me a motion asking me to extend it. There's no need to do that. If you need to attach the cases, that's one thing. But please keep your briefs within the limits prescribed by the court rules. And for purposes of reviewing those, if I give you January 12th, that's 7 days ahead of time. Or do you want the 5th? I understand that this is going over the holidays, so I don't love the idea of giving you homework over Christmas, but I do understand that, well, for the court rules, for purposes of the court rules, it'd be a brief from you and a brief from you. Anything else, a brief to a brief is not gonna be authorized unless there's something in the court rules that allows you to do that, so.
January 12th would work for us.
It's fine for us, Your Honor.
Very good. Any other questions?
Not for much, sir.
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. And that's all in the matter for this file for this morning.
Needless to say, I am going to try to continue to follow that one. Like I said, we might be watching history there. And yeah, I don't know how lawyers can do it. Like, do you really think in her heart of hearts she truly believes that the sisters shouldn't have a right to see each other? And I don't understand. At the end, I know the judge said that that the order was dismissed or denied, but she had said that since the father, since his parental rights are temporarily, there's somebody else has temporary guardianship, it's not necessary. So does that mean that since someone else has temporary guardianship, that they get to decide right now if the siblings can see each other, therefore the temporary order is not needed, and that's why it's denied, because there's no need to make a ruling for it, because the father can't block them from seeing each other right now? I don't know. I don't 100% know. What that all what that entirely meant, but I am going to try to get the follow-up for it, because like I said, I think that's a super important case. I really do. And I really hope that case law is established because of it, you know? You made it, finally. Brian Boggs is in the house. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm wondering if that's why the order was denied officially, was because the dad doesn't have the parental rights currently. So I do like that judge. I liked the we're not living in a vacuum here. So she put it on the record, you know, that there is a companion case currently, and that the father doesn't have the custody right now. And there is a kitty trying to break into the room. Someone help me, please. All right, I'm going to put another clip on, and then I'm going to let Kitty in. It's Earl. Let's see. These are some fun ones. I was going to play this the other night.
Let me start with Delbert Berryman, please. Hello, Mr. Berryman.
He's in.
Okay, let me see if I can turn this up. All right, so sir, you have from November 27th, 2023, a couple of days ago, you were arrested for public intoxication. Like I said earlier, the fine range on that is $100 to $500 plus court costs. Looks like you've got a couple of days jail credit. Are you wanting to plead not guilty in order to hire an attorney or have a trial, sir?
No, ma'am, I'm not guilty.
You want to plead guilty? Okay. All right, on your guilty plea, sir, I will accept that fine. I will find you guilty. Fine and court costs will be $484. I will assess $484. I'm going to give you 2 days of jail credit, so you will owe $184. You have $184 remaining, so I'm going to release you to report for hearing no later than 2 p.m. the first business day following your release. So, again, if you are to, I mean, look at yours. Yeah, if you are released today, if this is all that you have, then you'll be released today. I'll just need you to come see me tomorrow, Thursday, by 2 p.m. at the municipal court. You just need to come and they'll give you a map, and then you just come about 1:30, 1:40 to check in. And if you're able to pay that balance, you can. Otherwise, just come in and we'll figure out an arrangement on how to pay it out or do community service, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'm wondering, how much did you say I owe? 184?
Yes, sir. With your jail credit of 300, you owe 184. Uh-huh.
If I was to come in tomorrow and see, after I clear it, then can I maybe come back and lay it out? Sit it out?
Certainly, if that's what you decide you want to do, or you can voluntarily remand yourself now. But if you're not sure what you want to do, then we can talk about that tomorrow. Yeah, the easiest thing if you thought you were going to sit it out is to voluntarily remand now.
I've done that. I've done that before.
Oh, and you don't want to do. Oh, you don't want to do that. You're just asking if you can't. So you're just saying if you think about it and you come in, would you still be able to do that? Yes.
I have to check on something.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, yes.
If it's okay, I'd come back and then I can.
I hear you. Yep. There's no timeline on that. So yes, that will be just fine. Okay, we'll see it tomorrow then by 2 p.m. I wanted to mention that we do have an 11 o'clock court as well. If there's reason you can't come at 2, 1:30 or whatever, then you just need to come about 10:45, 10:30, 10:45, and you can do our 11 o'clock court as well. Those are the only 2 courts we have tomorrow, but make sure you come tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, sir. All right, we'll see you. Thank you. You can return to your pod. Joe Buchanan, Victor Huerta. Sorry, it's Victor Huerta Jr.
Morning.
Hi, sir. How are you? Okay, let me see here. Let me pull your cases out really fast, Mr. How do you say your last name, sir? I'm sorry?
Puerta.
Huerta? Okay. Okay, so we need to talk about 7 different citations through our court. So I'm going to go in order of when they occurred, like date wise. Okay. September 11th, 2023, you were issued citation for no driver's license and operation of a vehicle with expired license plate. Both of those carry a fine range of $100 to $200. They had a warrant issued on October 20th. So on those cases, sir, do you want to plead not guilty in order to have time to hire an attorney or have a trial?
No, I'm guilty. I mean, you should have that us up today, right?
Here's my thing. If you could just get a little closer to the microphone. A lot of it's my hearing. Say that one more time.
You said we can get out today, right? That way we can go handle some things. It's because I have my dogs in the dog pound too.
So yes, if they're just going to run you through the system, if there's nothing else holding you on, when I get through talking about all these cases, all right, you don't have any capious warrants. So yes, if you plead guilty or no contest, I'm going to, tell you what your balance is and then release you to report to come see me tomorrow. Now they're going to run you through the system. If there's anything else holding you, I can't attest to that, but if you don't have any other cases, yes, that's what I'm doing.
You guilty?
Did you say guilty, sir?
You said if I plead guilty?
Well, I mean, I'm going to set a bond if you plead not guilty, a PR bond. So you can either plead not guilty or guilty or no contest. If you plead guilty, okay. So how do you want to plead, sir?
Not guilty. That way I can go make a payment plan.
Okay. Yeah. Let me try. I'm not explaining it very well. Here's the thing. So you're going to get out either way. So if you are guilty of these cases, I'm gonna set up the fine. I'm gonna tell you how much you owe on each one. I'm gonna give you jail credit, and then I'm gonna let you out so you can come set the payment plan up tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay, now, if you plead not guilty because you want a trial or something, then I'm gonna set bonds on all of them, and then you would get out on a bond as well. But,
Okay, so please
Uh,
guilty,
Seems
then I
so.
can get out so I can go to the dock now?
yes,
I,
sir.
I don't understand how this stuff works now. I know I've been.
Yeah,
in
it's
jail.
okay. That's okay. Either way, whether you plead not guilty or guilty, I'm gonna let you out. Yes, I am releasing you, okay? Yes, yes. So you'll be run through it. Yes, you will be out. So it's up to you.
Yeah, that way I can go tomorrow and I can go set a payment plan.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, exactly. Okay, so how do you want to plead on those first two that I asked you about? Not guilty, guilty, or no contest?
Not guilty. Well, I guess guilty, yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's okay. It's just if you plead guilty, here's what I would say. If you plead guilty, then I'm gonna assess fine and court costs of $260 and $242 on each one of those, and then I'm gonna give you your jail credit, and then I'm gonna release you to report and talk about how to pay out the rest. So it's your choice. You either tell me if you're not guilty, then don't plead guilty. If you're guilty, then plead guilty.
Not guilty.
So you want to enter not guilty plea on those? Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'm not understanding how this works.
Yeah, and really, do you remember the ticket? So
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna have to come in either way tomorrow. If you're guilty of these tickets and you want to go ahead and get that taken care of and get the jail credit, which I can give you that tomorrow as well, then you're gonna get out. Okay, but if you
Yeah.
didn't do these things and you want to plead not guilty, then I will set up a PR bond and tell you to appear, but either way you get out.
Okay.
So all I want to know is if you're guilty of them or not.
Yeah, that's fine. You can put me on guilty. I'm
Guilty. Guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on your guilty plea to those, sir, I will find you guilty, assess fine and court costs of $260 on the no driver's license, operation of a vehicle with expired license plate, I'll assess $242.
Wait, no, Judge. If you explain it again, he'll change his plea again.
And then let me look and see what your jail credit is. When did you go in there?
Last night.
Last night, that's right. Okay, so I'll give you 1 day jail credit, $150 jail credit on each one.
Is
Then
it her
that
though?
takes your balance. I'll go the balance. You're going to still owe about $200 on those. Then I'm going to release you to report for a hearing no later than 2 p.m. first business day following your release. That means you just need to come in and see me tomorrow. Okay. If you get out today, which you should, you're getting out today as far as I can tell. We'll see you by tomorrow by 2 p.m. We'll talk about how to pay the balance. Okay. We'll do a payment plan if you need communities. If you're not making any money, need community service, bring me some evidence of your income or expenses. Okay. Okay. So then also you have from October 15th, 2023, you were stopped about 241 in a 1999 Ford Ranger, East Amarillo Boulevard and North Robert Street. And these citations you got citations for operation of a vehicle with expired license plate, no driver's license, and failing to maintain financial responsibility or no insurance. On those, sir, do you want to enter a not guilty plea in order to hire an attorney or have a trial, or do you want to plead guilty?
Oh
guilty.
no.
Okay. On your guilty pleas, I will find you guilty to all of those, and then I will assess fine and court costs of $192, $210, and $350. $350 on the financial responsibility, give you credit for 1 day you've been in jail, and I'm going to release you to report for a hearing by 2 p.m. tomorrow. Talk about how to pay the balance out, okay? On those. Now the last one, no, that's not right. I almost missed one. You also have from October 26, 2023, Ford Ranger, 700 block up South Prospect, 9:34 in the morning, stopped and cited for expired driver's license. How do you want to plead on that, sir?
Guilty.
This guy needs to stop driving.
Okay. On your guilty plea to that, I'll find you guilty. Assess fine and court costs of $210, give you $150 jail credit, release you to report. Come see me by 2 p.m. first business day following your release. So you will owe, on $60 on that one. Nicole, if you don't mind, when I get done telling, if you have a total, that'd be great. I'm not quite done though. So then on November 18, 2023, you got operation of a vehicle with expired license plate. That one was at North Marion, Northeast 10th. How do you plead on that, sir?
Guilty.
On your guilty plea, I will find you guilty. Assess fine and court cost of $157. I'm just actually on that one, sir. I'm just gonna time serve you on that. You would owe $7 on it, but I'm just gonna time serve you on that, so you won't owe any on that. Do you happen to have a total, Nicole?
I have the total amount on the 2 citations that he was arrested on. It's a
Oh, is it-
$202 jail release balance.
Did I mess up on something?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It was just the initial appearances on the others.
Well,
Oh, I see.
But he can make arrangements when he comes.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, yeah, when you come see me tomorrow, we'll let you know exactly what you owe, and then we'll go from there, okay? So get a map from them in the back, and we'll just see you tomorrow. If you can't be here at 2, come at 11. Don't miss that hearing. Because you'll get warrants again, okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You can return to your flight.
Thank you.
Billy Bonham. Okay, hi, Ms. Bonham. Okay, so you have from October, you're there on a KPS warrants, two cases. You pled on 7/14/2021. You pled guilty to a speeding and also use of wireless communication device.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, looks like let me see here for a minute. You're given 2 days jail credit, and the judge set you up on a $50 biweekly beginning 8/4/21, and then we never had any payments or never heard from you. So right now, what you owe I gave you a day jail credit, so your KPS total is $337. Can you pay that today, or somebody else can pay that today?
No.
Okay. Okay, so are you thinking that you're gonna be there for, I don't know anything about your other case. I just saw there was an arrest on it. Do you have any idea what's going on that? Or do you know if you're gonna be there at least a day or two?
I don't know. No, I would imagine I'm gonna be here at least for the rest of today.
All right, well, so then let's talk about this. So like I said, you owe $337, nobody can pay it. Are you working?
No.
Why not?
Just honestly, just mental health, depression.
Okay, do you have is there any reason why you didn't follow through or pay this or appear or anything like that? It's been 2 years.
Yeah, at one point there was a good reason, but not now.
Okay. So there was a good reason, but now do you think you made any kind of good faith effort on this, being not showing up at all?
I think that I should have paid it. Yeah, so no, I don't think that I did my best.
Well, are you so how do you get money to live on?
I mean, at least she's honest.
I work part-time. I take care of an older lady, but it's all under the table.
Okay. How much do you make doing that?
Nothing like admitting tax fraud at your arraignment.
About 180 a week. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, have you where do you live? Do you have to pay for your own housing?
Yeah, I recently, about 3 months ago, I moved into a place. I rent a room, which is with the lady that I take care of, and it pretty much pays for my room and board.
All right. Okay.
So,
all right. So I am going, so just give me 1 second. Okay, so you owe that $337. I'm going to find that you aren't indigent, but you did fail to make a good faith effort to discharge your fine and court costs, and you could have done so without experiencing any undue hardship. Ms. Bonham, the thing is, it's you admitted it, and we can all look at it and see you had plenty of time to try to come in and take care of this. We were going to try to work with you, and it's been sitting around for 2 years. So I'm going to remand you to the chief of the custody. I do this every time I mix up my words. I'm going to remand you into the custody of the chief of police until such fine and court costs are either paid or sat out.
It's amazing how often that happens. They really should. If they want tips and tricks, they need to go no farther than people telling on themselves.
What sounds like the best for you anyway in this situation. So you owe $337. So you can either sit out any amount that's paid down on it, will reduce in that amount of time you have to sit there. So, I mean, it'll either be another 2 or 3 days. I don't know how they count it. So if you can get some money or if you can get it paid off, then you'd get released, okay?
Yes,
Oh, wait a
ma'am.
minute, did I? Yeah, I did credit this. Do you have any questions?
No, there was 2 tickets,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That
Okay,
That was on both of them. Yeah, you had pled guilty to 2 tickets, speeding and wireless use of communication device, and yeah, that's the total on both tickets. So you owe $337 on both tickets that I just remanded you on. All right. Once you sit those out, it'll be done. All right. I wish you the best of luck.
thank you.
Okay, take care. I'm gonna give her 150 credit on 028-01.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So then, Mr. Northcutt, come on up. Hi, Mr. Northcutt. You have. Looks like you've got a capias and also one on view case. So let me first talk to you about the one that you had a warrant September 6, 2023, about 6 in the morning. You were arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. Excuse me. Nope, that's the wrong one. Sorry, that's part of your capias. Let me start again. This was yesterday, November 28, 2023. You were arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. Fine range is $100 to $200 on that. $100 to $500 on that case. Do you want to enter a plea of not guilty in order to have time to hire an attorney or have a trial, sir?
No, I would like to plead just guilty.
Okay, guilty, is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so on your guilty plea, I will accept it. Find you guilty, assess finding court cost of $531. I will give you $300 of jail credit. So that means that reduces the amount you owe to $231. I will release you to report on this case. First business day following your release, you have to come see me and talk about paying out that $231 balance. Now, no matter when you get out, because we're about to talk about these capias cases, no matter when you get out, you have to come see me. You'll still owe that $231 because you won't be getting credit for it, okay? So, all right, so that's that one. And then let's talk about the capias. You owe, so you owe a total on let's see, your pleas were on 9/5 and 9/7 of 23. You were, you pled to no seatbelt passenger possession of drug paraphernalia. And also on 9/5, you pled to another drug paraphernalia possession. So you ended up, let's see, it was on 9/5, you told the judge, you paid $50 that day, then you went to collections to do $50 biweekly and beginning 9/19/23, and you never paid after that at all. So the total owed is $1075 minus $300 of jail credit I'm going to give you. So you owe $775 on those capias. Are you able to pay that today, or is somebody else able to pay that today for you?
700.
$775.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, why didn't you follow through with what we asked you to do?
I'm not too sure.
Are you working?
I am working. So I'm doing construction with at mobile homes.
How much do you make?
It's really up to the people, like for me to get hours, like.
Yeah, you get it varies on how many hours. What's an average amount you make each week?
Depending on the hours that I get. Okay, so I get paid like $10 an hour. So if I were to so I apologize.
No, that's okay. So, are you working full time though? I mean, do you try to work 40-hour week?
No, I'm not working. It's part time. It's really up to the people I'm working for whenever they want to work me.
Okay. Yeah. Did you ever think? Do you have another job, or why didn't you get another job too?
I've been thinking about getting another job.
Hey, do you get any government assistance?
I don't.
Do you pay any child support?
No, ma'am.
Where do you live? Who do you live with, or where do you live?
My stepmom.
It's her house that she pays for.
Yeah.
So she takes care of the bills and all that.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Mr. Buchanan. You have from September 6, 2023, public intoxication citation, and the fine range on it is $100 to $500. As I said earlier, it looks to me like, based on Your jail credit, if you were to plead guilty or no contest, you are time served. But you have the right, you want to plead not guilty in order to have time to hire an attorney or have a trial?
No, ma'am, I was highly intoxicated.
Okay, okay. So do you want to, how do you want to plead? Guilty or no contest? Guilty?
Guilty.
All right. Okay, so on your guilty plea, I will accept it, find you guilty, and assess fine and court costs of $484. However, I will time serve you. You don't owe anything more. You're finished with our end of our case.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you. Have a good day. Northcutt, I'm gonna find that you are not indigent. However, you failed to make a good faith effort to discharge your fine and court costs. You could have done so without any undue hardship. You could have come in, you could have shown up at the show cause hearing. You just never made any effort whatsoever. So I'm therefore going to remand you to the chief of police, custody of chief of police, in order to for the remaining $775. I'm giving you $300 jail credit, and you can either pay that $775 or sit it out at $150 a day. Okay, any amount that you pay will reduce your amount of time you have to sit out. All right.
Yes, ma'am. So how long will I have to sit in here before I can come see you?
Well, I guess it would be about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let me just make sure I get this right. Right now, it's 5.1. It's 5 days. Is that right? 5 days. It's a little over 5 days, maybe 6 days. I can't promise it's 6 days actually. So unless you pay some of that down, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have anything else I need to consider, just write to me. And sorry.
Said yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Good luck to you, Ms. Northcutt. You can return to your car. 150 on cause number 577-01, Nicole. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Stuart Carr. Mr. Carr, you saw Judge Hamilton yesterday. What happened?
What?
You saw us at municipal court yesterday to set a payment plan on your other charges. And then in the very next day, I'm seeing you in jail. What happened?
I don't know.
I can tell you the allegation is called public intoxication. The fine range is $100 to $500. Court costs on that are $81. Do you want to plead not guilty because you want to hire an attorney or have a trial and come see me pursuant to a PR bond? Or do you want to plead guilty or no contest and we'll just add this to your payment plan?
Guilty.
Okay, on your guilty plea to public intoxication, fine and court costs are $484. I'm going to give you 1 day jail credit. That's worth $150. $484 less $150. You owe $334. So you set a payment plan on a drug paraphernalia possession, $334 plus $531 plus $384 on the open container driver. Okay, so you owe $1249. Hey Karen, am I right? Mr. Carr, I'm just looking on the computer because they're always right.
$1249.
$1249. So what we're gonna do, Mr. Carr, is your payment plan that you agreed to yesterday was $100 a month on the 3rd of every month. So $100 a month, next due 12/3. And what they're gonna do, you don't have to come see me tomorrow. They're gonna add this public intoxication to the total. And do you want them to mail? Did you give us an email?
Yes, they did.
Do you want them to email you that new payment plan, or when you come see me on 12, or when you come and pay that $100, are you gonna come in person?
Yes.
Okay, so when you come on December 3rd, then go to the cashier, pay the $100, and then go over to court collections and sign your new payment plan because of the new total. So my order isn't that you have to come see me tomorrow. My order is that you have to come see me on 12/3 to pay the $100 and sign your payment plan, okay?
I just went and found myself a new bottle of it because I couldn't find the one that the cats batted off the dresser. Billy. Can't say cats. Billy batted off the dresser. I love him. I love him. I love him. But where Fat Butt wants to sit, Fat Butt sits.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so last ticket for you for 2023.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. You'll be, as long as there's nothing else pending, you should be released today.
I did.
Thank you very much.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay, so Karen to sign payment plan on 12/3. Does that make sense to you, Karen?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Chuckholm, so you've been in jail and I see your Potter County time, so your capias on that speeding is time served. Then you got a charge on November 15th called drug paraphernalia possession. The fine range is $1 to $500. Court costs are $81. An additional consideration before you enter a plea on that drug paraphernalia possession is that it's associated with that higher charge that took you to Potter County. And so if you plead guilty or no contest, even though your time served, it could be used against you if you have a trial on that higher charge.
County all this time.
I can't hear you.
Been in Potter County all this time.
I know you've been in Potter County, but you were there because you had a drug, you had a possession charge, you had a felony possession charge. And so did you bond out on that?
Yes, I did.
So you are welcome, if you choose to plead not guilty and get a PR bond out of the Randall County Jail on this Class C misdemeanor of drug paraphernalia possession to come and see me to give yourself some more time to decide what's going to happen on that higher charge. Or if you plead guilty or no contest to drug paraphernalia possession, your time served, but it can be used against you if you have a trial on that higher charge. What do you think you need to do?
Guilty.
Okay. On your guilty plea to drug paraphernalia possession regarding a pipe, finding court cost is $531. You are time served. One more thing I want you to think about. You have 10 days to change your mind. 10 days from today is December 8th. If between now and December 8th, you think, I really should have pled not guilty, you need to come see me Monday through Friday before 12/8, before December 8th at 11 or 2 to talk about what it takes to file what's called a motion for new trial. I know it sounds complicated, but it's not. So really what you need to do, if you change your mind, come see me Monday through Friday at 11 or at 2 to talk to one of the judges here about changing your mind and requesting a trial. Okay? Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions?
I got time served today then?
Your time served on your capias and your time served on your drug paraphernalia possession. If you change your mind regarding that drug paraphernalia possession, you have until December 8th to come and see me at 11 or 2, Monday through Friday.
Will I be going home today then?
Well, they'll run you for warrants anywhere else in the whole country, and then you should be released if there's nothing else. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Andrew Fisher. Good morning, Mr. Fisher. Oh no, what's wrong?
I got a blood infection in my body and I almost died. I've been real sick.
Okay, so are you receiving treatment?
Yes, ma'am.
Where?
It's the outreach center off of I-27.
Okay.
It's,
What are they doing for you?
it's a rehabilitation center that I have to go to be able to learn how to walk again and stuff, like, cause the infection got so bad into my bloodstream that it really affected me pretty bad.
So are you clear of the infection though?
Yes, ma'am. I got the infection out of my bloodstream, but it's still in my bone marrow. So I'm trying to go. I still got another doctor's appointment in about, I think, like 3 or 4 days. I got to go for them to take some more blood tests on me to make sure that either to see if it's if the infection's off of my bone marrow, or if they're gonna have to cut into my legs and scrape it out.
Did you have neuropathy anyway, or are you diabetic?
No, ma'am, I'm not diabetic, but neuropathy is, I think so, because it ruined a bunch of my nerves in my body.
When did you get that infection?
Sorry. I got it about 8 months ago.
Well, let me look. So when you saw me, now you saw Judge Evans last. First, you've always seen Judge Evans. You saw her in jail, then you saw her on a jail release in May, and then that's the last we saw you. So are you saying that's when you got sick?
Yes, ma'am. I was on crutches whenever I seen the judge last time. And it got real bad after that. Like I was on home rest for about 5 months, I would say. And then I'm just now barely getting to where I can walk around again.
Why did we think you had a Lubbock address?
Because of my ID that I have, it has a Lubbock address on it. I've been trying to get an ID ever since I came to Amarillo whenever I got out of prison 5 years ago. And I have
Oh,
literally,
I see. You gave us Travis Street address, South
yes, ma'am.
Travis.
Yeah, I was living in,
Yeah,
well, me and that lady's not together anymore. We split
that's
up.
where we sent your mail telling you to come see us about this payment plan. So you owe $332 that's at KBS on an expired driver's license and operating an unregistered motor vehicle with $300 jail credit. As of right now, you owe $32. Is somebody gonna be able to come and pay that?
Yes, ma'am.
Emily, you are not in charge of planning my surprise party for my birthday. Y'all, Emily is off the party planning commission. I promise I didn't read very much of it. Oh, I love you guys. I love you so much. You guys are seriously the best. I love you.
Who?
My fiance.
So it's a different person than the
Yes, ma'am.
Travis?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so because you say you can pay, I'm gonna find that you're not indigent. Have you not been able to work?
No, ma'am. I haven't been working or nothing.
How you paying your rent?
I've been my landlord, he's like a real good friend of mine. So I've been he's got a bunch of rent houses and I've been doing jobs and redoing his pretty much as I can possibly redoing his rent houses for him, remodeling them.
Who is it?
It's Steve, I can't think of he's been in Amarillo in the realtor business for a long, long time though.
Okay, so let's go through these tickets that you've gotten that you haven't come to see me on. From
Yes, ma'am.
September 20th, 2023, do you remember being stopped over on Western Street in a Toyota Camry?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, at 12:45 in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so driving while your license is invalid, the fine range is $100 to $500. The court costs on that are $131. Do you want to plead not guilty because you want to hire an attorney or have a trial?
No.
How do you plead? Either guilty or no contest.
Well, I mean, will it affect me differently no matter what I plead, right? I mean,
Right. Well, not guilty means you bond out and you might want to come see me pursuant to setting it for a trial. Guilty or no contest means that you just want to come see me when you get out to talk about how to pay the balance.
yes, ma'am, I'll do that.
Okay, how do you plead then?
Guilty.
Okay, on your guilty plea to driving while your license is invalid, fine and court costs are $469 with $300 jail credit. You owe $169. No insurance second. That fine range is really high. It's $350 to $1,000. Did you have liability insurance on that day?
No, ma'am, I just bought that car. That car was given to me by a friend and I was driving it from where I had got it started at and I was driving it to my house and I got pulled over.
Okay, how do you plead to not having liability insurance then?
Guilty.
On your guilty plea, fine and court costs is $733 with $300 jail credit. You owe $433. Operating a vehicle in expired plate, as you said, it hadn't been operated. How do you plead?
Guilty.
On your guilty plea, fine and court costs is $242. Your time served on that. Okay, now another set of tickets. This time it's a Suburban on July 28th. Operating a vehicle in expired plate over on Plains and Southwestern. How do you plead?
It was in a Suburban?
It says it was.
Yes, ma'am, it was that was my friend Skip. This is my friend Skip Suburban, sir.
You've got the most friends of anybody I've ever heard. How do you plead?
No, guilty.
On your guilty plea, fine and court costs is $242. None of my friends loan me their cars. No driver's license. How do you plead?
Guilty.
On your guilty plea, finding court costs is $260. Your time served on these two. Okay, so here's what you've got. Somebody needs to come and pay the $32
Okay,
you owe to get out of jail today. Because if they don't come and pay it, you won't get out till tomorrow.
yeah, my fiance will come and pay it today.
Okay, and then if you get out to today, you've got to come see me because you still owe $602.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
I'll be taken care of, and I ain't driving no more, so.
I think you don't need to borrow anybody's old cars. Okay, so we're clear. You're gonna be in there in the jail another day unless they come and pay that money.
Okay,
And
is
then
it
if once
to call her to ask her if she can come up
talk
here?
to the officer back there and see. Okay, if you get out today, see me tomorrow at 2 at my courthouse. I know you don't like to come here, but you gotta come
I
here.
know, I'll come.
And then if you get out tomorrow, you've got to see me the next day.
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Deputy in the back will give you a map with directions. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Tony Solis, you go by Tony?
Yes, ma'am.
So you set a payment plan on a running a red light and a no driver's license. That was from December 25th of 2021. And from February 16th of 2023, you set a payment plan regarding a theft and a drug paraphernalia possession. It was 50 every 2 weeks. I show that you, and on that day, let me look again. I think you had to pay quite a bit that initial day.
I think I paid like 200 or something like that.
And then we never saw you again.
Yes, ma'am.
What happened?
I had a lot of things come up. I recently had my girlfriend move in with me, and then I just had a lot of just unfortunate things that came up to where I couldn't. I know that he said to come and talk to you if something like that happened. But my truck actually was out of commission. My front right wheel assembly hub just gave out on me, and I wasn't able to drive anywhere until recently. I just barely got that fixed. And
I don't remember what address you gave my clerk, but we had you on Fisk. Have you?
yes,
been
that's the
Fisk?
same
And so-
one.
Okay, so I'm gonna look and see at 15, at that address, I don't wanna say it out loud.
Oh, okay.
See how far you are from the court. You're 3.8 miles from the court, and that was in the summer. You could have walked here.
Yeah, I could, or I'm
Okay.
sure I could have found a ride.
How do you make money? What's the source of your income?
Well, I recently, I don't have a job right now. So I was actually about to be doing interviews because I set them up for like Quick Quack right like across from Plains on right there, so that way I could just walk to work if anything happened. I still had a way to get to work and everything. So
you're closer to Georgia on that Fisk, on that street.
well, I'm actually over off of Bell and Plains with that on Fisk Street.
I know where that is then.
Yeah, because there's that Quick Quack right there, and right across the street there's Lawrence Boulevard, and I live right in that neighborhood right there in Avondale.
You made it super easy for the police to stop the problem that was happening last night by having all these warrants. So, do y'all get food stamps?
No, my girlfriend is recently she's about to apply. She was gonna have me take her to the food stamps office and get that taken care of so it could apply. I was gonna apply as well. Because like I said, don't have a job at the moment.
Are y'all renting that house?
Yeah, I've been renting it for 3.5, 4 years now. And this is like, I have all these things coming up. I wasn't able to pay my rent last month, so I was gonna make a $2,000 rent payment this month.
Wow.
And that's on the 1st.
How are you getting the money for rent?
My roommate that I have there, he gets Social Security, and then my mom had helped me out a little bit with some money, and then I was selling these rims that were on my truck. Because that was like
So the roommate that you were having a verbal argument with, that's not the girlfriend?
No. My roommate, well, okay, my girlfriend, yeah, I guess, yes, she is a roommate now, but no, me and her had gotten into an argument, and police have been called to that address like I don't know, maybe 3 times this past week. I think it might show on there. Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous. But
Okay,
yeah,
so Mr. Solis, I'm gonna find that you didn't make a good faith effort to discharge the fine and court costs. And that even if you are indigent, you sure could have fixed that without any undue problem. I mean, it wasn't too hard for you to come see me and tell me what was going on. You know, you and I had that conversation. Look, if you can't pay this, you got to come back and see me, because I don't inherently know what the struggle is, and you just didn't make a good faith effort. So I'm remanding you on what is now 1556 with $150 jail credit. You owe $1,406. And so either somebody's going to come pay that. That sounds like your rent.
Yeah,
Either somebody's going to come pay that, or you're going to sit it out. Because it's been at warrant. We sent you notice. You knew you've been at warrant. You haven't walked through my doors, and you missed your hearing.
I actually didn't. I've also kind of been without a phone because I broke it. It dropped in the middle of the street, it shattered. And also, like, I did just kind of forget about it. It is my fault. I do apologize about that.
Okay, so just to give you perspective, 1406 is what you owe. That's going to be another 9+ days. So I've already given you today. So it's going to be 9 days from today. 10 days from today is 12/8. So that means it's going to be until December 7th unless somebody pays all or some of it.
Right. And there's no way to reinstate a payment plan or anything like that?
Well, 2 of these tickets are from 2021. We're coming
Yeah, that's
up.
what I'm confused about. Like, because like I thought that one was already taken care of. Like, because I've been arrested a couple times prior to this, and so like I thought it was because that was the
They
very first
must
ticket.
not have been at warrant, or they would have caught it. I don't know where you went to jail. Where'd you go to jail when you were arrested before?
Yeah, I was here.
These have been at warrant since the ones that since July 24th of this year. Have you been in jail anywhere between July 24th and now?
No, but I was just curious on like why it was brought up to warrant. Because like I figured that that was the first ticket that I ever gotten since I had gotten out of TVC, and I could have sworn.
How they went to warrant is, one, you got the tickets.
Right.
And then you pled and you agreed to a payment plan, and then you never came back to see me. And it went to warrant on July 24th, 2023.
I thought that one had gotten paid off with that 200 that I paid right then. I think it knocked that.
That paid off some other ones that you had.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Okay.
All right, so even if I could make like a payment as soon as I got out, I couldn't get out and reinstate payment plan or nothing?
No.
Okay, because like that's gonna cause me to miss my rent on the 1st, or and the latest I can pay my rent is on the 4th.
I think you better be calling your roommate to see if he can't figure out the rent.
It was, and that's just it. He didn't pay me rent last month, and I don't know if he's gonna pay me rent this month. So that's why I was just like,
I think it sounds like if the police have gone out there multiple times, you just got a bad situation going on.
well, that wasn't with my male roommate. That was with my girlfriend, and I just let her. She's been moving and living in there. You're right, absolutely right about not having a great situation. I'm really kind of worried about everything as we sit here now, because I could lose my house, and then I could get all my stuff stolen, and I'm not trying to do that,
I wish you'd have walked in my doors instead of walked through the jail.
I know, I'm aware.
Okay. All right, Mr. Solis, you can return to your pod. Thank you.
Okay, guys. The next one is on another level.
Mr. Strout, you have a similar situation. You have 4 capias. They are from tickets from May 28th of this year, for which you pled guilty on June 8th. Display wrong plate, operating vehicle and expired plate, expired driver's license, and no insurance. Now, you saw Judge Henderson, and when you saw Judge Henderson, he found that you were indigent and said, let's do community service. And you said, no, I don't want to do community service. I'll pay $25 a month. And he agreed to that, which I can't believe. And I don't show that you ever paid one time $25. What happened? Mr. Strout?
I don't know, I have mental health problems, I hear voice stuff, and I don't know what's going on with all that, I don't know.
Okay, what's your source of income?
Disability,
How much do you get a month?
I don't remember. 5 something, 6 something.
Does somebody else have control of what happens to that money?
No, I pay my rent, and I pay my place to stay at.
You take care of your own finances? Nobody else helps you with that?
Sometimes my sisters do, sometimes, you know.
So you do have sisters that you have a good relationship with?
Yeah.
Where'd you go to high school? Are you from Amarillo?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna find that you are indigent, that you didn't make a good faith effort to discharge the fine and court costs you could have without any undue hardship. It's not too much to ask you to pay $25 a month on the kind of tickets that you get. And you should have done that. And if you couldn't have done that, come to see any one of us and we would have talked about community service.
Now, when you're hearing voices and going through all this stuff, mentally health stuff, all that, I didn't even know, I didn't even know I had fines to pay.
But do you remember talking to Judge Henderson?
I don't remember talking to nobody.
Okay. Well, there's a really nice officer there that if you're feeling like you're having some voices that you need to talk to while you're there, and they'll get you some help. You got another ticket on August 7th, 2023 on 1st and Lamar in a Buick Park Avenue. Do you remember being pulled over?
I guess, yeah, I was pulled over my house.
Well, on 1st and North Lamar that's over by your house. He gave you a no insurance ticket. He probably pulled you over. Maybe the plates were out. Do you want to plead not guilty on that no insurance because you want to hire an attorney or have a trial?
No contents.
Okay, on your no contest plea, fine and court costs is $733. Karen, I'm giving him $300 jail credit. So with
Now, it might just be me. Maybe I'm crazy. But I hear no content every time he says no contest. I think he's saying no content. And it makes me a little self-conscious because he's saying it while I'm trying very hard to find material to show you guys.
$300 jail credit. You owe $433. So you're not sitting out all your tickets. And then you got another set of tickets on October 17th by Officer Bearskull. And he didn't bring you here to me, which he normally would do. He gave you a ticket for no seatbelt driver. How do you plead?
No contents.
On your no contest plea, fine and court costs is $184. I'm giving you extra jail credit on these new tickets, even though you don't really, by law, get it. So your time served on that. No insurance second, this time in the Park Avenue. Do you have liability insurance on that?
Once upon a time I did, I don't know more.
Okay, how do you plead to not having liability insurance?
No content.
On your no contest plea, fine and court cost is $683 with $300 jail credit. You owe $383. And then operating a vehicle and expired plate, how do you plead?
No content.
On your no contest plea, fine and court cost is $192, time served. And then no driver's license, how do you plead?
No content.
On your no contest plea, fine and court cost is $210. So you've got a little bit of complicate. I want you to be sure you understand. You owe $791 that if nobody comes and pays, you're going to sit it out. Do you think somebody will be able to come pay that?
No one's gonna come pay nothing.
Okay, so it's another 5+ days. So I've given you today. So 29, 30, 1, 2, 3. You probably won't get out till the 4th.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather not owe nothing.
Well, you still are gonna owe
I won't pay
433
nothing.
plus 383. Do you want to sit out those?
How much I owe?
Well, you, on everything you owe $1,607. Karen, correct me if I'm wrong. If you sit out everything, it's gonna be another 11 days, so you wouldn't get out till December 9th.
I'm telling
If you
you.
voluntarily remand on everything.
I'm not for sure what I should do.
Well, then, if you're not sure, I'm remanding you on the 791, so 791, that means it's another 5+ days. And after you get out, you gotta remember to come and see me, or I'll issue warrants on these others that you didn't sit out, okay?
She might just be picking her battles. I mean, what would correcting him get her? You know, he probably wouldn't even remember it 20 minutes after she said it.
Okay.
Okay, do you understand what happens if when you get out, you don't come see me?
Okay, where do I gotta go see you at?
He's gonna give you a map, and I'm gonna give you a particular date that you're gonna come and see me. I'm gonna tell you the exact date. You owe $816 on these. I told you it would be 6 days, so today's the 28th. I'm giving you 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to come see me on December 11th, anytime before December 11th, 12/11. That's my books are going to say that you are to come and see me on Monday, December 11th at 2 in the afternoon. Officer in the back is going to give you a map with directions. If you don't come see me on or before December 11th, you'll be back in jail just like you were today to sit out those, okay? Do you have any questions? You have any questions?
No.
Okay, we'll see you. You're going to sit out those tickets and then come see me on or before December 11th. That gives you plenty of time to come in. And he's got a map for you.
I think she does.
Thank you.
But she's limited on what she can do in the position she's in.
Hey, for all it's worth, I'm going to send y'all a 1622 for him just because of what he said. I'm worried. He seems okay, but he didn't always seem okay beforehand.
Yeah, I also give him a TPC card.
Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
All right, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Philip Heels. How you doing? So is Robert with you? Get the whole gang together. Yeah, I know he's not okay. Yeah, and Lucy, I found you and I replied. So, yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't read it, entirely yet, but yeah, that is my email, and, I will check it. I will check it after when I'm not, live on camera. Aww. Well, you'll have to tell him that I said hi to him, even though he wasn't here. All right. What more fun? What more fun? Let's see. Oh, there is some hot spicy in here.
Serena Camarillo with position number 5. I see that we had a W, but now it's turned to an A. What does that mean?
What it's showing us is that briefly in October, money came out via an income deduction order. And then now in November, that payment was made directly by the party. It does look like on November 20th, we had an income deduction order sent to an employer again. Well, not with Fulton County did. So I believe it's with a temporary agency, so that might be why it's not consistently coming out via income deduction order.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me have both of you raise your right hands, please. Oh, I cannot see your hand. Okay, there we go. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
I have to hear you speak, Miss. Okay. Okay, so did something change with your situation, Mr. Fambro, or is that just the nature of your employer?
No, I had working with the temp service, but the temp service ended up converting me over. So they made my start date. They hired me on the 27th of Monday. So I'm asking you all if I can get an email and I can email all my offering letter, everything I had the process I had to do, and like I said, I just started the job on Monday, so it went from they took me at I'm not a temp no more. I'm a full-time employee now. So I gave them all my information, the child support. I gave them. So event soon. It should be taking it out, but like I've been just sending money just until I get paid. My first check won't be until the 8th of this month, of December.
Okay. Now, can you pay more because your child support order is for $580, and you made a payment of $51.50? Are you able to increase that until your order kicks in?
Well, like I'm saying, well, it was kind of like rough. So I gave what I can give at that time. And I gave what I can give. Like I said, I've been working. Like I've been doing everything I can do to try to get a full-time job, which I did.
Okay, well, we do appreciate that, but
they should be taking my
yeah, it's just that it's kind of far away from what you owe. Ms. Hillman, did you receive those monies?
I received like $50.
Okay. And child support, did anything else come in after November the 20th?
This might be a couple weeks old. I collect cases like Pokemon, and I go through and I edit them as quickly as I can, but I don't always get to them the same day as I download them. Sorry, but I always get good stuff.
No, we haven't had any payments since November 20th. I just double checked.
But the paperwork is in for the income deduction order?
It's in.
Okay.
We haven't received anything back from them confirming it, but yes, he did come in. He told us that the employer, and we sent it in November 20th.
Okay. Okay, so basically, Mr. Fambro, the problem is that the amount is very low. I do understand your situation, but I am going to have to put you back on the calendar so that we can make sure that the payments start, and they have to start at the correct amount. So Ms. Lanier, can you tell me my my second calendar, rather the third Friday in January?
Let me see. You only have the 1st and the 15th. You don't have, you said January, I'm sorry.
January.
January will be January the 19th.
Okay, January the 19th will be your next date so that we can see whether that child support income deduction order has kicked in. So I'm sorry, Ms. Hillman, if you could just be patient with us a little longer. That's, the employer doesn't have a choice. They have to take out the amount for your child support order. So it won't, at that point, it will no longer be a choice as to how much to pay. Okay?
All right.
Okay, so I will see both of you January the 19th of next year. And you are dismissed. Okay, position number 6, George Gorham and Shenyata Green. And I'm not sure if Miss Green ever appeared.
No, ma'am.
No. And she hasn't gotten a child support payment in a while. Okay, Mr. Gorham, have you heard from Miss Green? Oh, you're on mute, Mr. Gorham.
Yes, I talked to her.
Did she say she wouldn't be able to appear today?
She didn't say.
Okay.
But I've been paying. I've been helping her because she just started that work. Cause remember you said that
Yeah, but are you paying anything through child support?
No, I've been paying her rent and helping her with her bills.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to reset for January the 19th because I need for her to tell me that. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put you back on the calendar for January 19th, and I will see both of you then, hopefully. Okay?
All right.
We'll see you then. Have a good New Year.
Okay.
Position number 7, Chase Greenridge and Callista Green.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me have both of you raise your right hands. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay.
Your Honor, a payment of $498.50 was made November 24th, 2023. It was made directly by the non-custodial parent. I want to give you that quick update.
Okay, good. Now, for that case, I don't have any information. It just says something about stars.
Yes.
What is the child support obligation amount?
It wasn't on the system when I prepared the calendar. Now it is. It's $440 per month.
Okay. And is this an existing order? Have these payments been coming out regularly or?
Paid to DCSS, I have November 24th, and prior to that, it was June 1st, 2023. That's the only 2 payments that are paid through DCSS.
Okay. So, Mr. Greenridge, what's going on with child support?
As I spoke to you on the 17th, I told you I've been going through some hardships over the past 2 years. You instructed me to make a payment by today on this calendar, and I did so. I've just been having a rough time over the past 2 years. I've had a lot of things happen that just threw me off.
Are you working now?
Yes.
Okay. Are we able to do an income deduction order from your current job?
I'm self-employed, ma'am. I got a small business, so I don't have a consistent amount of money that I make on a monthly or bi-weekly schedule. I'm making it as it comes. I have 5 other children by 3 other women. I've never had a child support issue. My oldest is 14. I have my now 2-year-old. This is my first time ever even being through this process. As I said, I've just over the past 2 years, I had a bad motorcycle accident back in 21. I was out of work for 7 months. Lost my sister in 22. Out of work for a couple months also. I've just been trying to find my way back. And as I said, I'm self-employed. Some things I can't do ever since the accident because of injury. But I understand I do have an obligation though.
Okay, so you need to get back on track. So, Ms. Green, you did receive that last payment?
Yes, about 2 or 3 days ago.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put both of you back on the calendar for January the 19th. So you have a little time to get yourself together, but we do need to, get back on track with child support. Okay, it's just not optional. Okay.
So as far as real quick, quick
Mhm.
question. As far as him being behind on, it shows like almost $1,000. Did I need to go to the Superior Court as far as an enforcement order to be made?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And then you said
Okay.
we're gonna be re-meeting again in January?
January the 19th. I'm just giving him a little bit of time to get himself together, and hopefully, you know, once he gets back on track, we can go ahead and dismiss this, okay?
All right.
Okay, then. We'll see you next year.
Okay.
Okay, you are dismissed.
Your Honor,
Next,
I got one
oh,
question, Your Honor.
sure.
Throughout the process, I submitted my my past 2 tax returns, right? But I submitted multiple times, and I also submitted the birth certificates showing my other children. How can I find out if if everything was put into consideration when issuing the order? Because I only made like 32,000 last year and about 34 the year before.
Now, you know, it's up to you to do a modification if you're asking the court to consider other children.
He also didn't show up for the case when we were discussing the payment.
Oh, okay. So they're not
I
gonna.
was there for. Any court date I received a letter for. I was there for, Your Honor.
Okay.
I didn't miss
Well,
anything on my understanding.
The problem is, I mean, and you'll have to go to child support, is that if you did not show up, of course, I'm not sure if they make exceptions for certain reasons, but then you cannot ask for a modification for 2 years. But if this order was put in place after all of the other children were already in existence and the court knew about it, then that has already been taken into consideration. To be honest with you, it appears as if your child support amount is reflecting minimum wage. So I'm not sure that you can get child support lower than what you have, but definitely reach out to child support and they can give you all of those details.
Yeah, because let me attest to the fact that $51.50 per week is not enough to raise a kid on. I know firsthand that is not enough to raise a kid on. Especially not when they get to be a teenager.
Yeah, I was just trying to make sure everything was taken into consideration.
Oh no, I
that's all.
understand. I understand, but yeah, unfortunately, I can't tell you that. You have to go through child support. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, so we will see you. Oh, Miss Lanier, did I already give you a date or no? I don't remember.
Yes, you said January the 19th.
Okay, January 19th it is. We'll see you then. Okay?
All right. At the same time?
Yes, it'll be the same time. But yes, it'll be the 3rd Friday in January.
And we'll just get the link like we normally do, right?
Correct.
All right.
Okay, position number 10, Al Mark and Kelly Baker.
Mr. Harper didn't answer your calendar or my calendar. Only Miss Bailey did.
Oh, because I didn't hear.
Position 8.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys called Miss Bailey or not. The phone just cut back on.
Yes, Judge is ready to see you, but she was waiting. She was trying to call Mr. Harper.
Oh, okay. So Mr. Harper never appeared. Did you hear anything from Mr. Harper, Miss Bailey?
No, ma'am. I tried to reach out to him. His daughter even sent him a message. I know the last court appearance we had, I called him and he answered the phone in an angry manner, like, why y'all keep calling me? So that's all I know. And I don't know.
And it looks like your last child support payment was in October. So you haven't received anything since then?
No, ma'am. And that's normal because even when we went to court the first time, when we originally came here, and he pleaded his case, and I just let him talk. And you asked me, was I gonna be okay? And I'm just like, I gotta do what I gotta do. But this is normal with this man, and I'm not understanding what we with the court system, what we can do. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, if you would like, I can go ahead and do the arrest warrant because he is aware that he owes child support. We didn't get anything back saying that he didn't, receive his notice today, and he has not paid anything within the last 30 days. So,
It honestly hurts my heart to do a arrest warrant. It hurts my heart. I hate that. I hate that. I don't know what else to possibly do. I hate that. But he knows he's a grown man, so it's like
right.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. It's like if I ask, and I don't even know if you guys do this, but I don't even know if I ask possibly if we have possible one more court date before issuing the arrest warrant, maybe.
Okay, we can try. We can try. Okay, so
how about you stop worrying about his grown ass man feelings and worry more about your child and get the arrest warrant issued, because he ain't gonna change and he's already shown his priorities. Now you need to make your kid the priority.
I'm going to put you down for the first calendar in January because I don't want it to go on too long. And let me see. What is my first calendar? Oh, I think
January the 5th.
January.
Your first
5th.
calendar is January the 5th.
Okay. Okay, January the 5th it is.
All right. And then January the 5th, he has until then. And then after that, I gotta just let God deal with it. And
absolutely.
That's just that. Thank you so much, Judge.
Oh, you're welcome. And have a good Christmas, okay?
You too.
Okay. Next, I have Al Mark and Kelly Baker. Okay, I see. Okay, both parties. So, Mr. Mark, if you could just show yourself, I can go ahead and swear both of you in. Okay, if you could raise your right hand, please. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Oh, Ms. Baker, can you unmute? I have to hear you.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so I am showing, Mr. Mark, that your last payment was made on October the 25th for $188.36. And we haven't seen anything since then. So you are more than 30 days past due unless you paid something more recently. Can you tell me
Yes,
what's
ma'am.
going on?
Yes, I have also I was in the last relationship I was just in, and me and her fell out, so I've been sleeping in my car. So I'm in the process right now of getting me another home because I'm not with the girl any longer. And I'm just was getting ready to make a payment in my vehicle broke down. So I have my vehicle back up and running Monday, and I can make a payment by Tuesday.
Having a place to live and supporting your child should not be dependent on whether or not you're with a girl.
Another payment.
And how much can we expect on Tuesday?
200.
200? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So based on that, I am going to go ahead and give you an opportunity to get back on your feet. And we can reset for January the 19th.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so will that work for you, Ms. Baker?
Not really, because you said the last time this was going to be the last time because he had so many chances since June. And then it's always some kind of excuse after excuse after excuse. And none of that is true, what he just said.
Yeah, it is. I ain't with the girl no more.
I don't have nothing to do with that, but
Well, and Miss Baker is right. Whether she gets child support or not shouldn't depend on your relationships. You should be able
right.
to, support yourself and take care of your child. And if you were not paying any expenses before because you were living with somebody, I don't understand why you weren't making full child support payments prior to
Right.
this.
Right. You're right, man. I mean, nothing I can say. All I can say is I'm just getting, starting all over and beginning again. That's all I can say right now.
And he been
Okay, so
starting over the last 3-4 times we've been to court.
okay, so I'm gonna put the star next to your name, Mr. Mark, because I'm really stretching it with Miss Baker and
Okay.
hoping that she's gonna be cooperative, but I have no choice. If you don't do anything, come the new year, I'm not gonna have a choice but to go ahead and incarcerate. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is it. This is your final chance, but I'm counting on you. Don't make her right in this situation, okay? I want you to prove her wrong.
Well, ma'am, another thing too, I ask you, is any kind of way I can get in contact with her so I can see my son once I do get all this stuff back caught up?
I don't have anything to do with that. It's up to you to file a legitimation and get legal rights to see your child. So
Did y'all catch that cringe face that the mom made? Like, oh. Now, don't get me wrong. I 100% believe that fathers should be allowed in their children's lives, whether they can pay or not. But seriously, come on, pay for your kid.
you have to make that step. I can't do it for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I said, January 19th is.
And filing for legitimation, that means that he's not even, like, his name's not on the birth certificate. He hasn't even done the DNA test yet, or none of that. None of that yet. He hasn't even taken that much responsibility to claim the child as his own. Yep. Yeah. See, that's what I was just going off about. Mm-hmm.
The next date.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a Friday. Is that a Friday?
It is.
Okay.
It's going to be a third Friday in January. Okay, so
Okay.
you are excused. And thank you for being patient with me, Miss Baker.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, you are both dismissed.
Ms. Baker seems so done.
Next, I've got Elliot Miller and Kalila Robinson.
Oh, y'all. Get ready to get mad. Get ready to get mad at a man-child. Yes. Yeah, that is a very fair point. That is a very fair point. Oh, good night, love. Thank you for coming out. I love you, and I'll see you again very soon. All right, y'all. Yep. Got your popcorn? Ready? This poor child.
Okay, so let me have both of you raise your right hands. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes. I do.
Okay, so Mr. Miller, you're not in a danger of abandonment because you did make a payment within 30 days, but you're about $200 short. So tell me what's going on.
I just made a payment like 2 days ago for $300.
Oh,
The
for how
remaining
much?
amount. What I did was in October, I made a full payment of my order.
I see that.
And then on the 11th, I think I made a payment for the 300, and then 2 days ago I made a payment for 300.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
good.
just did it in a split. I did it in a split,
Okay.
like I let no one it out.
Okay, so that gets you through November. Are you going to be able to do the same for December?
Yes, I'm going to continue from now on to just do it that way. They'll just keep
Okay.
paying it out my pocket, and the reason being, the employer that I work for, it's like I drive tow truck, so it's based on the weather, based on the towing, based on everything. I don't mind paying it directly out my pocket. What happened was before, when I was out of work due to the trucks being down and stuff like that, um, they I guess they ended up child support asking for a purge payment. They trying to suspend my driver license. I'm letting them know that if they suspend my license, I won't be able to work. At the time that I was out of work, it wasn't on me. It was on the company because they kept getting notifications that child support was trying to get the order started for the deductions, but they didn't do it because I wasn't fully back to work. So what I'm asking right now, because they trying to suspend my license this Sunday, if I don't pay them $1,700, I don't have $1,700. I'm trying to get caught up on paying my order, on time and stuff like that. I just don't have $1,700, and if they suspend my license, I won't be able to work.
So what you're going to need to do is go directly to child support and talk to them. We certainly don't have a vested interest in you not working, but you do have to make some arrangements with them, and they are counting on you to reach out.
He is the king of excuses.
Out to them. They're not going to reach out to you. So you got to make some kind of arrangements, and I would recommend doing that today. Okay.
Well, actually, I went there on Wednesday, and the person I spoke with, they was a little rude. I'm gonna be honest. I let them know, hey, during the time that y'all asking for payment was a time that I wasn't working, and now that I am working, I'm trying to get on track of paying, and they don't really want to hear that. If I don't have it, they're gonna suspend my license. So, like I told them, hey, y'all taking my license away is taking away from me working regardless. So if I don't work, then how y'all expect to get some money? Because I don't have it.
No, we understand. Miss Arena, do they do anything in those situations? Because, ultimately, Mr. Miller, it is still looked at as, your responsibility. And this isn't new to you. This is, you're at $10,000 worth of arrearages. So that probably has something to do with why they're not being very flexible. But do you have any other information for me, Miss Arena Camarillo?
I am just double checking. Sorry, this system had disconnected me. I wanted to confirm his payments he said he made. I've got that November 13th was the payment. He came into the last payment that's gone all the way through. Was November 13th for $301.50. Came into the office November 28th. Was given the purge options, and the purge options are the purge options. He was told all of them. It's, you pay 30%, you pay 3 months worth of support, or you have new employment. And that's for a reason. So it's not subjective, so that, people can't say the department is releasing some people's licenses and not others, or so those are in place for that reason.
And, to help people get caught up from being $10,000 in arrears.
So if he did just return to his employer, and if an income deduction order could come out, then they would release the license. But it looks like he had been with them for over 90 days. So he had not come in and told them when it first occurred, which in the order, non-custodial parents are ordered to tell us as soon as they get new employment. So that's their reasoning for that. Let me see if anything else. I don't see the payment. I apologize. Did you say there was a recent payment made?
Yeah, I just made a payment. On a Wednesday?
Yeah, on the 29th.
Okay. And you got that already, Ms. Robinson?
No, he sent me a screenshot where I guess he paid it through the app or whatever. I do have that, but no, we haven't.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't see that yet, so that can be true.
So, Mr. Miller, all I can tell you is, borrow some money, see if your employer will give you an advance, or see if they can work something out that they can set you up on that automatic payment, so that, where you can kind of get a little bit of relief.
Yeah, if he's if his job is dependent on him having his license, if he's, valuable at his job, then maybe his employer would give him a temporary loan and do paycheck deductions or something to get it paid back. There's got to be something that he can do.
Well, the problem with that, they have been sent an order out 3 times when the business was when the trust was down. The employer rejected it at the time because I wasn't working. Once they got the trucks going, then when they called me back to work, and when I got back to work, that's when I started making my payments out my pocket on his own. Because normally if you can check my whole history. When I'm working, my order, everything is in order. But I've been out medically. I've been out due to a truck accident. So when I received, my settlement, they sent I think like 18,000 in. During that time, I was in recovery, trying to get myself back on track. I had to have surgery on my wrist and stuff, so I wasn't able to work at the time. During the whole time that I made the full payment, and then I got back behind a little bit due to the employer that I'm working for now, because at the time they have issues with trucks and stuff like that being down. So now that it's up and running, yes, it looked like I was working for 90 days with them, but it's been in and out, inconsistent, because of they've been down. So now it's up and going, and I'm just trying to get on track. That's all I was trying to explain to them at the office, but they saying like, well, it's still your same employer and this and that. So I done tried. I've been looking around for the last couple of days trying to figure out how to get some money. It's the only way I can get my money is work. It's the only way I'm gonna make the money. And if they suspend my license this Sunday, I ain't no work. I'm not gonna be able to work.
What about a second
That's how I
job?
work.
Ms. Camarillo, are those dates typically pretty reliable
Which dates are you referring to, Your Honor?
for suspension of a license?
Yes, it's an automated system. I mean, he could go down to the office today and ask to speak to the office manager if he wants to speak to somebody that's more, talk to the office manager or a supervisor, but I do see what they're going to see when they look at this is that, Mr. Miller was in the fatherhood program and did not attend. I'm looking back at the history, right? Did not attend, and you're looking at 2023, all we've received is $900. I think their position on that is 1 month, basically he's paid maybe almost 2 months of support in almost 2 whole years. I mean, you're talking about since February 2022. So while I understand Mr. Miller, what he's saying about his license suspension and the issue, and I hear that concern, right? Like that's the tension we have to work. This is a case where I think the license suspension is fair. He's not paid since 2022. He's paid 1 month's basically worth of support since then. And so there has to be some kind of it sounds like he is motivated because of it. And that's a good thing. That's the only motivation tool that we have. And it sounds like he didn't come in until that was an issue.
So you understand where you're at, Mr. Miller, and there's nothing that I can do. There's nothing that Ms. Camarillo can do. You're gonna have to go into child support and work it out with them.
Can I say this right here, Judge?
Go ahead.
If I'm not working, if I wasn't working, that's not why I'm gonna make my money regardless. I have certification in mechanical skills. I do all this other stuff I can't do no more. Driving is the only thing I got left to do because I have CDL license. I just got back to work due to the employer, not myself. I've been on hold because of them, not me.
But now, could you have done some other temporary work until they got themselves together?
Actually, the process of finding another job and going through all the screening and all this other stuff.
I'm not saying to get a job of the same caliber. I mean,
I'm just saying,
you could have gone to any fast food restaurant, gotten something quickly, gotten through child support, and then you'd still be on your feet right now.
I've been trying to find something that I was experienced with. That's what I've been doing. Anything that under my experience, I've been trying to find. Even if it was just Amazon or something. But it takes time. I've been online and with the fatherhood program.
I call BS. because we, for the last few years now, have been in an employee shortage all over the country where anybody can get a job. There are 4 jobs for every 1 person. So don't tell me that you've been trying to find a job and even looking beneath you. I think that's how he put it. Nah. If that was the case, you'd have had 3 lined up.
I only missed one visit, one call because they rescheduled it. It wasn't on me. They rescheduled it and then notified me. And out of all the times I done been on call, I got all the calls on screenshot and all the meetings that I've been to, but I only missed one and they said I went in compliance.
Not his fault. Not his fault.
So I mean
that really is not typical. I mean, typically when they say, you know, and you might want to check with them, they probably have a log of everything that happened and didn't happen. And so, you know, I would suggest you check with them because they're doing everything they can to help you. They're not the type that they're trying to, you know, say 2 strikes you're out. So I, you know, that's hard for me to believe that they rescheduled a meeting and did not show you any grace.
Well, I mean, I'm not making up nothing. It's emails that I didn't even receive. So I mean, it's okay. I'm not even finna go back and forth about that. I would try to go back down there and talk to them, but at the end,
if there's emails you didn't receive, how do you know that there's emails then? I love that argument. Yeah, there's emails that I didn't even receive. How do you know that? Because you received them.
at the end of the day, they know my history. I have been paying as long as I'm working. I never not paid and work. Never. So at the end of the day, when I have a job.
But Mr. Miller, so the dilemma with the concept of I pay when I have a job is that the child doesn't only exist when you have a job. That's the dilemma that DCSS has to look at, right? So if that's the dilemma, my kids still have to eat, even if I don't have a job. So I got to figure it out. And if you went like 4 months, it'd be one thing. You've gone extreme periods of time. So I do feel like there's a little bit of a lack of accountability that I continue to hear, Mr. Miller. And I know, like you're saying, I went to the child support office and they were rude. It might be because of this sentiment, because of you're blaming us for a lot of things when it's just, you know, even if you pay $200 here and there, that's not what you did. We see people that are homeless and that are paying $50 here and there, you know, really, you can see doing something. That's not what you're doing. And you are extremely smart. I mean, that's clear, Mr. Miller. You're very hireable. You're very intelligent. So it's just not ringing as any accountability, just so you know, from like DCS's standpoint in your particular case. Just because you are a smart person, you are fully with it. That's not what we are. That's not what you see in every case. Divorces, legitimate, I mean, any kind of case, right? So
yeah, I've been there. I know what divorce is like too. I understand.
You know.
Okay, so I'm counting on you, Mr. Miller, because I know you can do it. You need to get something worked out.
The judge is counting on you, Mr. Miller, but your kids can't.
Or you need to borrow some money, get through this so that we can stay on track. Okay, so your next hearing date, I'm going to give you until January the 19th, all the way till next year before we have that next hearing. And I'm hoping that you're going to tell me that you worked it out and that this doesn't have to keep going in a negative direction. Okay?
Yeah, I've been paying, so I understand. I got you.
Okay. Okay, then. Both of you are dismissed and have a good new year.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, the tactic was excellent. She played to his pride. Like, how is he going to get mad at her for telling him, you're smart, you're hireable? But she did call him out on the carpet and was 100% right on what she said about, the fact that he needs to step it up. So it was kind of one of those compliment within the lecture tactics. And yeah, I give her major props because I would not have had that kind of patience. I would have, my bias would have shown, and I would have said some things that I would not have been proud of, but they'd all been true.
Bye-bye. Okay, position number 12, Donnie Moore and Onika Watkins. Okay, I have both of them. Raise your right hand. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to present is the truth and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Keep in mind that this isn't all of the cases. There were a lot of them where she told the parents, where she told the fathers that weren't making the payments, let's give your kids a good Christmas. Your kids deserve a good Christmas. So she doesn't say it in every case. Obviously, everything is situationally dependent, but I do want to, clarify that, some of the cases got cut out just because they weren't that interesting. I only leave in the ones that are, entertainment value.
Yeah. Okay. So in your case, Mr. Moore, I have not seen a payment since September the 22nd. So you're going to have to update me on what it is that you're doing with regards to child support.
Well, I got me a full-time employment job at the moment now. I've been working for almost 3 weeks now. This took my second week. I got paid yesterday.
Was yesterday your first paycheck?
Yes, ma'am. I got paid yesterday. Now I need to set up where I can
Get income deduction order?
Yeah. So I was gonna reach out to them. I don't know if they'll wait till it gets in the system, or can I?
No. You need to go ahead and do that today. And also, I want you to go ahead and pay
They can email it.
Payment.
Can they email it over?
You're gonna go in the chat right now with Miss Arena Camarillo and make sure that they have your employer information so that we can go ahead and set that up now. And in addition, today, I want you to make a payment from your first check of $429 for child support right now. Okay?
I try. I can. I'm gonna send some more in. I can send some more in to.
Well, what do you mean by more? Because we haven't received anything.
I can send $200 in.
But you haven't made a payment since September. Okay, I'm going to need $429 to be sent in. And I need you to go ahead and provide the information for that income deduction order. So you can do that right now in the chat. Okay, but you're going to need to make that payment. Now, if you need to make it in one payment of $200 today, and then another payment of $200, $229 within, let's say, I want to see that before Christmas.
Okay, employer. So I'm trying. I want to email her now. What? Just tell her my employer name and stuff like that. And
yes.
I just sent you a chat. It said, chat me here with employer name. So if you just respond to that, if you see it.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Watkins, are you doing okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So hopefully if we can get the deduction set up, then the money will start coming directly from his paycheck. And, that way you'll have a way of having continual support. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Moore, did you provide all of the responses?
I just texted her the name.
He just sent it.
Okay.
If I can just get, let me write that down right here.
Okay.
What city is that in?
Atlanta, Georgia.
I've got what I need, Your Honor.
Okay. So Ms. Watkins, I'm trying to make sure that you do get your full child support amount for December. And then we can also hopefully get that income deduction order. And I am going to do a reset for January the 5th to make sure that everything is on track. Okay, so I'll see both of you then, and have a good new year, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, position number 13, Carlton Ivory Price and Shakendra Redman.
Yes.
Okay. Child support, I'm not showing any amounts on this particular case. Do you have anything for me?
One moment, Your Honor. Let me check. So this is where I was confused by the notes that are in here. It showed there's nothing on the system regarding arrears. There's no order on the system. It looks like y'all's last court date, Ms. Carson was here, and she documented that the non-custodial parent on November 6th emailed her documents showing that the New York agency closed its case. She let him know that even though the agency wasn't enforcing the case, the order, that doesn't mean the order is terminated. You guys had reviewed the order for core and it was for $47.96 a week, but it doesn't appear that it's on our system yet. We don't have any kind of arrears or current support as accruing.
Yeah, my memory is now coming back to me because he kept insisting that it was closed.
Yeah, he said he had custody of 2 of the children up until last year, and that
He's
they were
never had custody.
Yep, and that you guys were in the middle of a custody action. Now I'm just relaying what the notes say he said, so not.
You hear this?
So they're just going back and forth on whether there is an order. It appears.
So there has been an order.
Yep.
He was under the impression that he was not on child support. All I did, because I had to get a certified copy of the order from New York stating that that case is closed because Mr. Price doesn't live in New York and hasn't been living in New York.
Miss Redmond, because I found something that shows me a little bit more where we are. Do you mind if I interrupt for 1 second?
Yeah.
What I'm showing is that, so Ms. Carson looked at the order and it looks like it is a valid order that has not been terminated just because New York wasn't enforcing it anymore. Mom came to our office to get us to open the order. It looks like the issue is that on October 10th, they're saying that the affidavit of arrears that she did was wrong because the order says that it started February 14th and at $50.27, and then March 1st, it was $217 a month. And so they forwarded the affidavit of arrears back to mom. They wanted her to recomplete it.
No, it wasn't. Okay. So I get what you're saying because when I did go, because I couldn't apply for child support in Georgia until I gave them the certified copy from New York.
And part of that is they then ask you to do this affidavit where it says how much money is owed versus has been paid. And it looks like there was just a small error with that. And they need you to go back in and redo that form.
Okay. The only thing that I went back to redo and had to redo was the remodification because it's been over 3 years of the child support order. And the minimum amount was that $217 or $270 that you just said. So where we're at right now, because last month the judge ordered him to pay, I still haven't received a payment from Carlson, whether it's $50, $100, however much the order is, he still hasn't and refused to pay child support. So that's where we're at as far as any technicality of an amount. They haven't adjusted the amount for him to pay, which would increase because I remodified the order because
so we're
it's
not
been
going to
over 3 years.
modify it for you through.
No, I got that. Yeah.
Okay.
I got
Until
that.
we've
Yeah.
registered it. Okay.
Yeah. I got that. No, what I was saying was, when you stated that I had to go back in, the only time that it changed is because I remodified it, since it's because you have to wait every 3 years before you remodify the case. So being that that was the minimum amount for him to pay, and the judge last month informed him to pay that minimum amount, I even informed her our last court date that prior that it was the amount for the 270. As far as the arrears go, I filled out the sheet. Child support has all of it. I filled out the sheet. Even when I go on
Ms.
the
Redmond, we're kind
DCFS,
of going in circles, and I just kind of want to bring it to exactly where we're at for the agency. Okay, the modification is separate from us registering the order so that payments can be made to us and our agency can enforce it. Okay, so modification is separate. You can handle that, but I'm just saying this. When you come in to get us to enforce an order, the affidavit of arrears has to be filled out correctly, and it wasn't, and we need you to go back in and redo that document. That's it.
But we're not here for the arrears. We're here for
I'm just telling
registration.
That's why I'm not saying anything about what's going to happen with this judge today. I'm telling you though that our office, and I'm telling the judge this, we can't accept payment. I know the judge in this case wants us to be able to accept payment because then we can verify to her payments.
And on that note, Shane, I'm really sorry. I am trying to finish up a thumbnail for one of the Replay Crew minis that I was editing earlier, so that I can get that uploaded. So for everybody who's wondering why I'm off camera, I did not fall asleep, I promise. I'm just trying to get that finished, and I'm almost done, I swear.
And I'm letting the judge and we can't accept payments through our office until you come and correctly fill out the paperwork so we can put the order on our system.
Okay, so what is it exactly that you're saying that I filled out incorrectly?
The affidavit of arrears. So I'm not going to get into all of it. You just need to come into the office and refill it out. I'm not, I think we'll spend way too long and beyond the scope of today regarding that.
Just go to the office, check the boxes that didn't get checked the last time, and turn it in, and then they can take his money. But until you do that, they can't even take his money. You've got to do your part too. Sometimes it's not always the men or women. It's not always the other partner that's the problem. Sometimes it's the ones that are wanting that money to come in, the custodial parent, they want the money to come in, but they're not doing their part of something that needs to get done. I know, y'all. No, it was kind of half-heartedly funny, just the timing of the comment. So it was funny because I was over here, like only a tiny little bit of me was on the screen, and then he's complaining about how he hates when people have the camera angled and you can only see part of their forehead or face, and they're walking around and stuff and they're not even on screen. And at that moment, I wasn't even on screen for a little bit of an extended time. My bad. Sorry. But no, I know y'all were just kidding.
And let me just tell you, Ms. Redmond, I'm pieces of it are coming back. I do recall, him being very defiant,
not paying.
Right. So I want you. I don't know, of course, what the technicality is, and I know that it's coming as a shock to you.
I get it.
But
I promise you, I get
just
it.
go in, take care of it. Okay. And
I'm
going to put you.
The thing is, he still has not. You ordered him to pay. Well, if it was
I understand
anything,
that
he hasn't paid anything.
But if that isn't corrected, he has nothing to pay directly into.
I'm about to go up there right now, and I'm going to Superior Court for the arrears because I know I filled out everything correctly. I even sat down with not one caseworker, but even her supervisor to make sure I filled out and she had me fill out everything. So what is she saying as far as the arrear sheet? I did that, but
you can't make a deposit until you set up a bank account.
I'm not even.
And I understand. I'm not saying that it can't possibly be an error on our part, but I just want you to go ahead in so that we can make sure that there is a place for that money to be posted to. I'm putting you right back on the calendar for January 5th. And if he has not made those payments, I'm going to go ahead and issue an arrest warrant. But I just have to make sure all the I's are dotted on our end.
I get it. I get it. And I'm not going to take up too much of your time, but I'm really about to cry right now because I need you to understand. Our daughter's birthday just passed on the 22nd.
And
my ex-husband sent money in his mom. He didn't call, and they have their own phones. He didn't call. He didn't send any money. He didn't do nothing, no contributing to this child. And now we have another daughter whose birthday is on the 19th of this month. Along with Christmas, me and my husband do everything for our children that he refused to take care of. So even the little amount that you even told him to pay, like that could have went towards her birthday, these kids' birthdays and stuff. But now I gotta wait a whole nother month for this man to, and he knew like it was how he was. You could tell from the last conversation.
No, I remember him
not wanting to take care of these kids, and it's not fair that I take care of everything. So I'm finna, because I know I didn't make a mistake. Even when I know I made one mistake, I even went to the office. I sat down with Miss Waters. That's her name. I sat down with Miss Waters. I even have her personal cell number because she made sure that I took care of everything correctly. I had to literally sit front and back and fill out every month. And all the years that he has not paid for these children, he's never had custody.
I get the frustration. I get it. I understand. Like my heart goes out to her. Like seriously. Like he needs to pay. He needs to step it up, and those children deserve better. But if they're telling you there's a mistake, just go fix the clerical error. And then everything will be better. Then they can get him for what he's not paying. But yeah, my heart goes out to those kids. Like that ain't fair for the dad to just be so dismissive of them. But at least she's got another man in her life that does step up and sounds like he's taken that fatherly role
of our children. Never has cussed. When he came from New York, I told him, as long as you're taking care of your children, I don't care about child support. But his wife was doing everything. Him and his wife has not been together in years. And if it's for my acknowledgement, she divorced him and she's remarried to somebody else. But our children still go to her house because we have a relationship together. So it's always been me and her working with the children, and Carlton has always did bare minimum. He has brainwashed my child to thinking that I won't allow him to see them. He played DFAX games and keeps them coming to my house. I had to move, and I had to explain to my kids, he can't have my address. I can meet him so he can see him because I want my kids to be with their father. But it's not fair that me as the mother, I take on full responsibility to take care of these kids, and it just grinds your gears and just makes you cringe that you got to even fathom of giving me a dime to help take care of them. But I'm finna put my phone on.
I remember the conversation, and he was very adamant about not paying, and that's why I want to just get this moved forward. You know, I'm not giving him a lot of. I'm not giving him a lot of leeway.
Right now, she just needs a shoulder to cry on. That's all this is. I feel for her. She's going to take care of it. I know she will. But she just needs the judge to hear her. She just needs someone to hear her. And I get that.
It hurts. I see that he's getting a lot of leeway because this is nothing but another pass for him to not take care of her birthday or be there for her birthday and not do anything for Christmas or just not be there at all. We got concerts coming up. She has competitions. One of them have competitions coming up. Like I'm a mother of 7. My son passed away 5 years ago, so I have 6 kids living. I do this all by myself with no help from Carlton, and everything else from my ex-husband to my husband now takes care of these kids.
Right.
It's frustrating that they own father who knows that. Let me just get some clothes on. Like I don't.
You know what? If you're gonna go today, I'm actually gonna move it. I'm gonna put you on my calendar on December the 15th. I feel your pain. We're gonna try and get this done as quickly as possible. Okay?
Okay. Because there's no excuse of him saying that he don't know how to pay or he can't pay anything. You still could have paid something, because at the end of the day, there is an order for you to pay.
The squeaky wheel got the grease.
And he knows it. He knows it.
Yeah. Like this is. I'm sorry. I got a strip. So I'm about to exit the call and head on over there.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. I'm going to do my part. You know, you just go ahead and take care of that, and we'll see you on December the 15th. Okay.
I'm doing it right now. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Finally, Mr. Stroud and Miss Jordan, position number 14. Okay, if you could just present yourself, Miss Jordan, we can move forward. Okay. If you could raise your right hands. And for both of you, do you swear that the test... Oh, is your hand raised, Mr. Stroud? I can't see.
That's the wrong Anthony.
Oh, it's the wrong Mr. Stroud?
Yes, it's the one with Danielle middle name.
Oh, well, I don't know if the notice went out to the right person. Miss Lanier, do you know any information about this case?
He was in the room too.
He was in the room and then he left. So who is this Anthony Stroud? Isn't he the same one? Is that not the same Anthony Stroud? Because another one just left.
No, that's not the same one.
Mr. Stroud, can you unmute? Okay, but I'm sure you can identify who the father of your children are. So definitely there's something wrong. And we must have had 2 Strouds on the calendar. Can somebody reach out to Anthony Darnell Stroud?
Okay, Mr. Anthony Stroud, what case are you here for?
Please
Hello?
unmute, Mr. Stroud.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir.
I'm Mr. Price. I'm not Mr. Stroud.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't have a price.
Yeah, that was just the last case.
Whoops.
Position 13.
I reached out to Anthony. He said that y'all removed him.
Tell him. Okay, Miss Jordan, can you call him and tell him to come back in, because he's not even in the waiting room.
He said the other dude had my name on there. It's not letting me join back.
Okay. Tell him to try again.
Okay.
And for position number 13, I'm not going to bring him back in because we still have that loose end for, for that case. So if you could just let Mr. Price know that his matter has been reset until 12/15 of 23.
Yes, sure. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I did send him the new link. He sent me a screenshot. It keeps saying you are unable to rejoin the meeting because you were previously removed by the host. But I did resend him the link.
Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. Can we get him back in, Miss Lanier, or do we have to create a new link to do that?
I'm trying to put him back in now.
Okay. And meanwhile, Miss Arena Camarillo, I see where we were having payments directly from the employer, and then it has a different code. Oh, no, I'm sorry. These are very old. No, there's no recent payments. Disregard. Ms. Jordan, when was the last time you received a payment?
May.
May?
But I know last time we talked, we wasn't able to reach him, and then he ended up reaching out like October last month for our daughter's birthday, and that was about it.
Okay.
Okay, Judge, I tried to send him the link again, but he's not answering. Miss Jordan, can you tell him give him that number for the link, which was that 86 number?
You said 86 number?
Link, whatever the link is. Because I'm trying to send it to him and his email keep bouncing back.
The one that I have, it starts with 870.
That's it.
Okay.
Just tell him to use that number so he can log in.
He said he's putting that number in and still won't let him join. That's weird. Yeah, if still giving him the same message, I'm gonna get his email.
Okay, is his email address SN as in Nancy OOKE@.com?
I believe that's an old email.
Do you have a new email address?
Yes, it is.
That's probably why he can't get in, because it's bouncing back from that email address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Judge, give me one moment. It
Okay.
would mess up on the last case.
I know.
I think we're the last one.
Okay, Judge, I just sent it. We'll see if it'll
Okay.
bounce back. Miss Jordan, did he respond to you? Because it's been sent to him.
Yes, he said saying the same thing.
Hmm.
I told him you sent it, and he said it's saying the same thing.
Judge, what you want me to do at this point?
I think the easiest thing, let's reset for 12/15, which means he's
Okay.
gonna be put right back on the next calendar.
Okay.
And Ms. Jordan, let him know that he needs to pay $400 by December the 15th.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm sorry about the confusion. Unfortunately, technical difficulties are just the way of our future now, but we'll get things back on track, and we will see you on December the 15th, okay?
Sorry. I was trying to, and then I just dropped my insulin. Oh well. Yeah, I just hit upload on that video. I was finishing editing the thumbnail and getting it loaded. So that would be up. Yeah, so the church replay crew mini is going up now. I really want to get all of the good stuff, uploaded. And I cut out like my muting and some of the commentary, I have to leave enough in for YouTube to not consider it reused content. That's what they demonetized me on the last time, was it was considered reused content because there wasn't enough original material, because you can't just copy something from the internet and call it your own. So let's really hope that come January they'll monetize me. Everybody pray, please. I don't know if I can do that. Do you know how hard that would be? No, you going to bed, Philip Heels? I love you. Thank you so much for coming, and go catch that blueberry. You're so darn cute. Yes, you are also so precious, Letha May. You are such a sweetie, and I love you. Oh, says who? I've got a half hour left before I hit my 3 hours. Yeah, that's what they claimed. It was no, I had been, I mean, y'all, I don't know if you guys were here for the beginning of the channel, but when I first started, I was putting up videos that were edited with GIFs and graphics and text, and it was a lot of work. I mean, I put a lot of work into editing these videos now, but when I was doing them where I wasn't going live, it was 1 hour for every 10 minutes of content. And you can tell if you go back and watch the first videos that I used to do, you can tell that that's how much work I put into them. But when I was doing the videos for Mike, all I did was edit them. I didn't add any graphics or GIFs or commentary because they were Mike's videos. I was making them for him. And I took all of them down, but I guess I missed like 2 or 3 that they found. Yep, I didn't get them all pulled. I can't remember exactly. It was like 4 at the very most, because I think I found one later on, like way later on too. But yeah, they found the ones that I uploaded for Mike that I deleted most of and flagged me as reused content, even though for a couple of months I had been putting up videos every single day that were highly edited. But now I don't think that they can call it, even if I have a video or two that's not edited to the extreme or has me live or whatever. If there is one of Mike's videos hiding in a playlist somewhere, I think the ratio would outweigh, don't you? What did I do now? Yeah, they are. They're big dang meanies. And it sucks. I mean, I don't want to make you guys feel bad or nothing. That's a lot of work. I do it because I love you guys, and I'm really hoping when I do become monetized, YouTube will, take care of me. I'm hoping, but I know it's high hopes and big dreams, I suppose. But like, I don't even think they're pushing my videos out or anything right now because I'm not monetized. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not taking it wrong, honey. I'm playing with you. Settle down. Well, that's a good thing. And that's why you keep coming back, I hope. You wouldn't come here if I, was a gloomy Gus and just sat here all frumpy like, Oh, I can't tell you how much I love you guys. Let me see. Oh, I kind of got the same thing going on with Ricky over here.
Trevor Stockdale.
Yes, sir.
This is the state of Kansas versus Trevor Stanley Stockdale, case number 2023 CR 300057. Devin Canfield appearing for the state. Mr. Stockdale from the jail Zoom location. Do you have a copy of your charging document before you?
Yes, sir.
In count one, you'll see a charge of domestic battery, a Class B person misdemeanor. Count two, criminal damage to property, a Class B non-person misdemeanor with a domestic violence designation. Count three, criminal trespass, a Class B non-person misdemeanor, again with a domestic violence designation. How do you intend to plead to these charges today, Mr. Stockdale?
Not guilty.
Not guilty? Court will accept pleas of not guilty to all charges. We'll
Yes.
set the case for a future court date. Before I do that, let's deal with the issue of bond. What is recommended here for Mr. Stockdale?
Your Honor, state is requesting a $1,500 cash surety bond, as well as no contact with the alleged victim, Katrina Moore, who is in a dating relationship with the defendant.
I got a nice one on there. Not that type.
Court will accept that recommendation and set bond in the case at $1,500 cash or professional surety required, with a specific requirement that Mr. Stockdale have no contact with the alleged victim, Katrina Moore. Do you have the financial resources to hire your own lawyer, Mr. Stockdale?
No, sir.
You do not?
No, sir.
Were you working before you were arrested?
Yes, sir.
Where did you work?
Stan Farms.
And how much money did you make at that job?
It was $20 an hour.
But you don't believe you have the assets available to hire a lawyer?
No, it's cold season, so I'm not working right now.
All right. Court will find Mr. Stockdale at least partially indigent and will appoint a lawyer to represent him. Darren Patterson will be appointed to represent him. I hope you don't forget about this court date, Mr. Stockdale. I'm going to have to set it off a ways. The court date I have today to assign is March the 4th of 2024 at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, sir.
You must appear by Zoom at that time. March 4, 8 o'clock a.m. Again, your presence at that hearing is required. All right, I think we've covered everything we need to regarding Mr. Stockdale. Anything else we need to address on him, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions about what we've done here today, Mr. Stockdale?
How do I get released? I don't understand. Like,
I'm sorry, you need to speak up. I can't hear you.
I don't like. How do I get released? Like, I don't understand. Like,
you're going to have to post $1,500 in cash, or with the assistance of a bondsman, pay a fee to the bondsman and have the bondsman put up the $1,500.
if I can't do that, I have to sit here until March 4th.
Yeah, unless you or your attorney make a proper application to the judge handling the case for a different bond. Are you telling me you can't make a $1,500 bond, Mr. Stockdale?
I don't have anybody. No,
Have you talked to a bondsman?
I don't have a way to talk to one.
All right, I think the jail will allow you to make a call to a bondsman. I'll direct that they do that. Now, whether that bondsman can accept the case or not, I don't know. At this point, I'm not inclined to lower the bond any further. That's that bond is currently set at a fairly minimal level, Mr. Stockdale. If there's nothing further then on his case, the Trevor Stockdale matter will currently be in recess. We'll move on to another matter. Emily Baker? Okay, I didn't hear a response. I think it was muted.
Can you
Emily
hear me
Baker?
now?
Yes?
Can you hear me now? Yes, Your Honor,
Yeah.
Emily Baker.
This is State of Kansas versus Emily Marie Baker, case number 2023 TR 3031. Devin Canfield appears on behalf of the state. Emily Baker from the jail Zoom location. Ms. Baker, I see a bench warrant bond forfeiture order from Judge Webster where you were supposed to have appeared in Judge Webster's court on November the 8th of 2023, and you failed to appear.
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize for that not appearing. I just slipped my mind. It was a long time since I got the ticket and I was out of town working, and I also turned myself in yesterday. They didn't have to come get me. I turned myself in when I found out I had a warrant.
Mr. Canfield, is that correct?
Your Honor, I am not certain at this time.
All right. I have to set another court date for you, Ms. Baker.
Yes, sir.
Did you have Darren Patterson appointed as your lawyer earlier?
Yes, sir.
You say yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, he remains your attorney. You're under a no bond hold order. Ms.
What does
Baker.
that mean?
Means you can't get out.
Okay.
And you can't get out because you were under a bond once before and it didn't secure your appearance in court. You didn't show up.
I understand, sir, but as soon as I found out I had a warrant, I took responsibility and I brought my butt down here to take care of it. And I mean, I have a job and I have a home and I have things that I, need to take care of. I don't have anybody to take care of them for me. If I sit in here, then I'm bound to lose everything I have.
Well, I understand that. It's just, these are things you ought to think about before you miss court.
I agree, sir. I apologize.
Well, I can set you on an expedited misdemeanor calendar. And I will do that. I'm going to set you on Judge Lee's docket, December the 15th at 1:30 p.m.
That's my birthday.
Hopefully it'll be a happy
Not
birthday.
nice, right?
Can the jail representative there confirm whether she did a voluntary surrender?
I can see if they can respond over the radio. One moment here.
Because that is a responsible thing to do, Ms. Baker. It took you a while to get it done. I mean, you failed to appear on November the 8th, but only recently you surrendered.
I wasn't aware until recently.
And for the court's information, Your Honor, I'm seeing only one failure to appear in this case.
And that's the one for November the 8th.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, was he checking on that?
He stepped out
Ms.
of the room.
Baker, I would like to take your word for it, but believe it or not, certain people who are incarcerated have a tendency to vary from the truth from time to time when they talk to the court.
I understand. You probably heard it all, sir.
I have. So I need to get some verification on.
That's
on
fine.
what
He
you
stepped
represented.
out. Oh, there you.
Because that is a difference that makes a difference here, Ms. Baker.
Well, I wanted to do the responsible thing and get it taken care of, so.
All right, let's go over the fact that I'm not going to change your court date though. And
Yes.
right now you're on the docket for Judge Lee, December the 15th at 1:30 p.m. And you have to fully participate in that
Yes, sir.
hearing. That is going to be a Zoom docket. Okay,
sir.
do we have that information?
Yes, Your Honor. According to my sergeant, she did turn herself in.
All right, Ms. Baker, you're going to get another chance then.
Thank you, sir.
Now I'm going to set your bond where it was originally set. And that is $1,000 cash or professional surety. Now, perhaps the jail or you can contact Hot Rod Bail Bonds, and if they're willing to stay on your bond, you're good. If not, you're going to have to post a new bond.
I lost the judge.
I'm sorry?
I lost your picture. I don't see you anymore.
Well, I don't know why you don't see me. I see me.
You're back. You're back.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Just a little system glitch. Did you hear what I said?
Yes, about Hot Rod Bondsman.
Yeah, if they want
stay
to
on the
reinstate, that they're going to have to confirm for the jail that they'll reinstate your bond.
bond. Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you're going to have to post a new one.
Okay, sir.
Okay? And
Yes,
you
Your
remember that court date, Ms. Baker?
The 15th of December at 1 o'clock.
Well, that's a
1:30.
little early. It's actually 1:30, but you being ready at 1 o'clock isn't going to hurt one bit.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Baker. There's nothing further. That matter will currently be in recess. Crystal Loper,
Yes.
All right, Ms. Loper, you were brought in on suspicion of violation of a duty of a driver to report an accident, violation of restrictions on a driver's license, possession of an opiate, narcotic, or a certain stimulant, and drug paraphernalia charges. However, the county attorney's office is not going to file on you today. So I need to know, where are you going to be residing if you get out, Ms. Loper?
I'm gonna look for a sober living.
Okay, I'm sorry.
A sober living
Where is that?
in Wichita.
You know the address?
I do not yet.
So this is a place you haven't even entered yet? Right?
Right.
Okay. Do you have an address otherwise
Yeah,
in Wichita?
yeah,
And whose place is that?
it's my friend's.
Okay. Well, and the reason why I asked for that, Ms. Loper, is that if the prosecutor's office decides to file charges later, they may just issue a summons, have that served at that address, tell you when to come back to court. That's the easy way. The hard way is they can't find you and they have to issue another arrest warrant, and then you'll go to jail. So I want to make sure that they have some information as to where they might be able to serve you, okay? Make sure you respond appropriately to that summons if you get one. So I'm going to go ahead and order you released at this time on this. Ms. Loper, if you have other holds on you, though, I'm not doing anything with those. But as far as the matter I read off earlier, I'm going to go ahead and order you released from custody at this time. The understanding that if you're summoned later, you'll come back to court on your own, okay? Any questions, Ms. Loper? Okay. Anything else on this, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. The Loper matter will be in recess. Carly K. Meyer.
Okay, guys, this one here, this is proof that the cuter, the crazier, and men don't dip it in the crazy.
She's nodding yes. That location is muted currently.
Yes,
What was
sir.
the name?
Okay. This is a State of Kansas versus Carly K. Meyer, case number 2023 CR 300058. Devin Canfield appears for the State of Kansas. Ms. Meyer appears from the jail Zoom location. Do you have a copy of your charging document before you, Ms. Meyer?
No, sir, I've not been given one.
I will inform you that in count one, you are charged with interference with law enforcement, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Count two, possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B misdemeanor. Count three, disorderly conduct, a Class C non-person misdemeanor. What are your intentions regarding these charges currently, Ms. Meyer? What plea do you
Well,
have?
am I supposed to speak? Well, sir, they've made contact with me multiple times, like unwanted. I have evidence regarding that, even coming in my home just because I'm reporting stalking, and like they brandish weapons at me. I think that they're just looking for a good moment to like arrest me. I was really upset. I was supposed to go speak to my attorney, and then they like basically convinced my mom not to take me. And I was hollering, but I talked to the woman at the.
Okay, we don't want to get into the facts of the case, really, that led to these charges. And they didn't like arrest you. They did arrest you. So we have to deal with that. I get the impression, Ms. Meyer, that you don't feel comfortable in taking responsibility for all of these charges today. Is that
No,
a fair
sir.
statement?
The town of Whitewater was like recording how they were like apprehending me. They made
Okay.
multiple contact, like unwarranted contacts.
All right, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty at this time. On behalf of Ms.
Yeah,
Meyer,
I'm guilty, but I just think that it was kind of.
I want you to talk to a lawyer and get some legal assistance with this based on what you said, okay?
I'm gonna get a bond set, sir.
Well, we'll deal with that in a moment. Do you have the financial resources to hire your own lawyer, Ms. Meyer?
I do have a job. I was helping out the pastor's wife in town, and before all of this strange stuff started happening, I had a job at Genesis Health Club.
What kind of money did you make at that job?
made like 9-10 an hour at Genesis.
At least it wasn't Planet Fitness.
All
And
right.
then out at the church, I just, they throw me like $40 like here and there for watch the kids in the morning or whatever goes on.
All right. I don't think you have the financial resources to currently go out into the market and hire a lawyer, and you need a lawyer. So I'm going to find you partially indigent and appoint a lawyer to represent your interests. Darren Patterson will be appointed as your lawyer. Pursuant to the court's entry of a not guilty plea, a further.
She needs a lawyer and a psych eval. She basically needs a checkup from the neck up.
Hearing will need to be set. I will set it on Judge Webster's docket, March the 4th, 2024 at 8 o'clock in the morning. That's a Zoom docket. You must fully participate by audio and visual means at that time. That's March 4, 8 o'clock in the morning. Recommendation regarding a bond here, Mr. Canfield.
Your Honor, due to the facts of this case, the state is requesting a $1,500 cash surety bond, as well as no drugs or alcohol. And due to the defendant's driver's license being suspended currently, the added stipulation of no driving.
Okay. Anything you want to say about any of that, Ms. Meyer?
Is it gonna be the 1,500 in full, or can I pay like partially and then like payments?
Well, you can work with a bondsman to pay a bondsman a fee to post the bond.
Can you explain how that works a little bit better?
Well, maybe the jail or booking can do that. And you'd have to talk to the bondsman. I don't know what they'd be charging you. That would be a fee matter between you and them. Okay. I don't think the prosecutor's request is out of line in any way, and I will adopt it. Set bond at $1,500 cash or professional surety required. Restrictions that the defendant is not to have any drugs or alcohol while out on bond. She's also not to do any driving until she's legal in all material respects to do so. You also need to show up for each and every court date on time, Ms. Meyer, starting with the one March the 4th at 8 o'clock a.m. And I trust that if you have some money that you can put together, you should be able to bond out with the assistance of a bondsman.
Okay.
If not, you can ask the court to review the conditions of your bond at some point in the future. Anything else we need to address here, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the Meyer matter will currently be in recess. Are you Nessa Marie Sims?
Yes, but it's pronounced Nisa.
All right. Nisa Sims, you were brought in on suspicion of distribution of a certain stimulant, transporting an open container, use or possession with the intent to use drug paraphernalia, criminal use of weapons. However, all right, hang on. However, the county attorney's office is not filing on you at this time. Where would you reside if you got out of jail, Ms.
Right
Sims?
now?
Yeah.
If I got out, I would have my sister come pick me up, and she lives in Augusta.
Would you be living in Augusta with her?
I could, yeah, for this, because it's closer to Kansas City, where I have to start doing my chemo treatments next week.
Well, this is why I asked, Ms. Sims. If the prosecutor's office decides to file charges in the future, they'll issue a summons, most likely. They need to know where to serve it, where to find you. Because the alternative is they just issue an active arrest warrant and you'll be picked up on it and be taken to jail. And I know you don't want that.
No.
Right?
I can move up here to Augusta if that makes it better, but I currently live in Manhattan.
You currently live in Manhattan.
Yes.
And you have a street address that will be good in the future?
Yes.
What is it?
Right now it's lot 60.
Okay, in Manhattan.
Yes.
Okay. Well, at least the prosecutor's office has been advised of a possible address to serve a summons.
I cut the majority of the address out, but I did have to leave in the lot 60. It would be a trailer park.
If you get such a summons served, then you need to make sure you come back to court as that summons directs. Okay? All right, Ms. Sims, I'm going to go ahead and order you released on any hold regarding the matters that I read off a little while ago. However, if you got some other type of arrest hold on you, I'm not going to do anything with that.
Okay.
If this is the only hold, you'll be released today.
Okay.
Okay. Mr. Canfield, anything further here?
No, Your Honor.
Very well. Then the Sims matter will currently be in recess. All right, I've got an attorney, a rather patient one, Erica Witzel from the McConnell Law Firm on this meeting. Who is your client?
My client is Rian Patrick. I believe it's Rian Trina on the Zoom screen.
Okay, I see.
And the audio issues that are about to happen are on her end, not mine, I promise.
See that?
My name's changed. Sorry.
You're awfully dark in there. I don't know. Are you in a basement or something?
No, I'm in a back room.
Okay. This is State of Kansas versus Brianne Nicole Patrick. Case number 2023 TR 300116. Devin Canfield appears on behalf of the state. Erica Witzel appears as counsel for Ms. Patrick. Ms. Patrick appears by her own Zoom. Count one in this case, and the charging document that's been filed, alleges driving under the influence, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. What plea is entered, counsel?
Not
I didn't hear the response.
guilty. Sorry, Your Honor.
All right. We'll enter a plea of not guilty, and we'll set this matter for further proceedings before Judge Webster. I believe we're using the date of March the 4th, 9:00 a.m. That'll be a Zoom
That
docket.
works.
Defendant must appear, and I suggest you be in a much better lighted area next time.
Okay.
Uh,
Understood.
And so that the judge can see you, because I can barely even make out. what you're
Understood.
reading, Okay. One option would be to appear in your attorney's office.
Okay.
Because her video
Understood.
and audio is quite good, so consider that. All right, March 4, 9:00, Judge Webster's court. I see that a bond was previously posted with Owens bail bonds in the amount of $1,500. Court will maintain this defendant under it, given her appearance and counsel's appearance here today.
Okay.
A $1,500 bond has been approved. We've got a court date set on March 4th, 9:00, and counsel's appeared to represent her on a retained basis. Anything else we need to address at this time, Ms. Wetzel?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Canfield, anything further?
Your Honor, I would just note that we have not had an entry of appearance entered quite yet, but I trust it will be before the next hearing.
Okay. Does defense counsel wish to address that? I just would direct, if it hasn't been done, if you can get a written entry of appearance on file in the case as quickly as possible. Obviously, electronic filing is down, so it'll need to
Right,
be
and I
submitted
think-
on paper.
Yeah, we will do that. I think we had it listed as no charges filed, so I'll make sure that they get that done ASAP now.
Great.
Thank you.
Great. All right. I can go ahead and release you and your client from the meeting at this time, counsel.
Thanks.
Matters in recess.
Thank you.
Judge, I have Philip Bess here with me.
And I will take his case up. The next matter before the court is State of Kansas versus Philip Wayne Bess, case number 2023 CR 300060. Devin Canfield appearing for the state. Mr. Bess from the Judicial Center's Zoom location. Mr. Bess, do you have a copy of your charging document with you?
Yes, I have it.
Count one alleges possession of marijuana, a Class B misdemeanor. Count two, possession of paraphernalia for use, a Class B misdemeanor. Count three, driving while license is suspended or canceled, a Class B misdemeanor. And on the next page, transporting an open container of alcoholic beverage, an unclassified misdemeanor in count four. What plea do you enter today, Mr. Bess?
Not guilty, sir.
All right, the court will accept a plea of not guilty to all charges and establish a future court date. Do you intend to hire a lawyer to represent you, Mr. Bess?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you've got the financial resources to do that?
Yes, I do.
All right. You're going to need to inform your attorney of the court date I'm going to set, which is March the 4th of 2024, 8:00, it'd be a 9:00 a.m. setting, March 4, 9:00 by Zoom, Judge Webster's court. You must fully participate by Zoom audio visual at that time, Mr. Bess, and could even conceivably appear at the same location you did today to participate if you need that resource.
Okay, when you say Zoom, that means I can just go online or something?
Yeah, as long as you have the Zoom application and can appropriately handle it with your technology. Yes, if you're going to hire a lawyer, that lawyer can give you some direction about what you should do. Many Many defendants with retained lawyers appear in their attorney's office. Something you may want to consider. March 4, 9 o'clock for further proceedings in your case, Mr. Best. Now, I do see that you previously posted bond with second chance bail bonds. Court will approve that bond, which is in the amount of $4,500, and maintain you under it pending further proceedings in your case. It will show that you intend to retain counsel. You'll need to make sure you get that done as soon as possible. If you find out you can't, Mr. Best, you need to submit an application for a court-appointed lawyer well in advance of that hearing to make sure that you are represented on March the 4th before Judge Webster. Okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Best?
Not at all.
Anything further from the state, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
The best matter is in recess. I hope you have other people out there. Mr. Cofield?
I do. I have two more
Okay.
right here. We had them. This is August Manitona.
It's the state of Kansas versus August Luis Manitona. It's case number 2023 CR 300-061. The defendant appears at the Judicial Center Zoom location. Devin Canfield appears for the state. Mr. Manitona, do you have a copy of the charging document before you? I didn't hear his response.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, count one, alleges possession of marijuana, a Class B non-person misdemeanor, punishable by up to 6 months in the county jail and up to a $1,000 fine or both. How do you intend to plead to that charge? Waiting for a response.
Guilty, not guilty. No contest.
Diversion? That's what they call
All
it,
right.
diversion?
All right, I heard the word diversion being muttered, and if you wish to pursue that, Mr. Mann.
I'm wondering if there's a language barrier here, and I don't get how Judge Ricky doesn't pick up on that.
Tona, that's fine. I'll enter a plea of not guilty at this time to give you an opportunity to apply for diversion if that's what your intentions are. And I'll have to set another court date for you. Okay?
Sure.
Now, are you going to want to try to go through this diversion process without a lawyer, or? You know what you want to do?
I'm not familiar with all of this.
All right, I think you may need the assistance of a lawyer. Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
Not at the moment, sir.
And an
I'm going to
interpreter.
appoint Darren Patterson to represent you. Set this case for March the 4th, 2024 at 8 o'clock a.m. You must plan to fully participate by Zoom at that time in Judge Webster's docket, unless you've already been granted diversion. If you fully completed the diversion, you wouldn't have to appear, but if you're going to apply for diversion, you need to move on this fairly quickly. So I suggest you call Mr. Patterson. He's an El Dorado attorney, and ask him what you need to do to apply for diversion, if that's indeed your intention. He'll give you some advice in that regard. You have any questions about that, Mr. Manitona?
Your Honor.
Okay, so Darren Patterson's appointed. We've got a March 4 court date at 8 o'clock in the morning. He's going to apply for diversion. And there is a bond in the file with hot rod bail bond in the amount of $3,000, which the court will now formally approve. Does the defendant have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further from the state, Mr. Canfield?
No, Your Honor.
And this matter is currently in recess. You have a David Rader out there?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay. All right. Are you David Rader?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Rader, the information I currently have is that you are apparently brought in on suspicion of driving while suspended, possession of marijuana, possession of drug paraphernalia, and possession of stolen property. This time, the county attorney's office has not yet filed charges. I have an address on your bond that you posted through Second Chance Bail Bond to get you out of jail before today. And it's an Independence, Missouri address.
Yes, that's where I was coming from. The officer that wrote the report asked me where I was coming from, and I told him, he said, asked me for that address. But I currently stay in Wichita, Kansas. So he wrote the report, yeah.
What is your Wichita address? Okay. That's important because if they decide to file charges, they'll issue a summons and they'll try to serve it at that address. And then
Okay.
you need to make sure if they serve that summons that you respond appropriately to it and come back to court.
Okay.
Otherwise, they're going to issue an arrest warrant.
So how do I get that fixed? The
Get
address
what
on the address on the top that you have on file, sir.
I'll tell you what, that's a good point.
And Your Honor, if I
You
may,
go ahead and cross out the old address on the bond and write down the new one. Give that to me again, okay? Well, the correct address is now on your bond form.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate your interest in making sure they have the correct address for you.
Sure.
All right, I have no other business to conduct with you today, Mr.
Your
Rader.
Honor, if I may.
Oh, Mr. Campfield?
I understand this is Miss Norris's case, but she has requested that we actually set a second first appearance date for Friday, December 15th, 2023. Some of the facts of this case, as well as the defendants being a potential A box, and all labs should be returned by that time. The state's request is to set a first appearance date for December 15th.
I don't understand that with the Kansas's chargings, where I've heard them say A box, I've heard them say border box, I've heard them say a whole lot of different boxes, and I don't know exactly how that works. That is something that I should look up so that I understand, but not tonight. After this clip, I'm going no nights.
Okay, so, okay, if possible, if we do that, is there any way we can set it for the latest part of the day? Because I'm missing work to try to come to these court hearings and stuff, and I don't want to have to miss another day. If possible, we can set it like later in the afternoon or first thing in the morning even, you know?
Do you have Zoom capability?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, well, I'm going to authorize you to appear the next time by Zoom.
Okay, okay.
You've already posted bond. And
Yes,
you've
sir.
already gone through booking and processing.
Right.
So just make sure that December 15th at 1:30 p.m. you are on the meeting.
Okay, all right, he's gonna write it down for me. Thank you, Your Honor.
So December 15th at 1:30, I'll order you to appear again. And perhaps I'll have charges formally filed at that time. That's probably the
Okay.
best way to handle it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Then if there's nothing further, the Raider matter will currently be in recess.
Is that, the Zoom, is there a website for Zoom or?
Perhaps Mr. Copelt can give you the numbers. All right, Mr. Canfield, to my knowledge, that was all the cases that.
That was adorable. If you didn't catch that, he just asked the Sally Port officer, "Is there a website for Zoom?" That tickled me. It tickled me. It did.
Were to be called on this docket. Do you agree?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then at this time, then, this concludes the Butler County first appearance docket of December the 6th, 2023. And the meeting may be ended for all at this time. Thank you for your help, Mr. Cofell.
Aw, Lara Curry, thank you for coming. I'm sorry that you came at the very, very end. I was just wrapping it up. But I have gone over 3 hours now. And I'm a bit sleepy. But I'll be back tonight. And I love you all so much. And I appreciate all of the amazing comments and the wonderful support that I get from all of you. I couldn't ask for better friends or for a better community. And to everybody in Replay Crew, with the love and support in the comment section there, you guys are amazing too. You're seriously my rock stars. And I'm so grateful for you guys, all of you. My live crew and my replay crew. I have the absolute best community. Yes. You didn't realize that, Brian Boggs? Yes. Yes. They are both Butler County. I said Kansas has a type. Yep. I'm going. Good night, all of my wonderful, beautiful, amazing friends. I love you all. Thank you for coming and spending the time with me. It truly means so much. All right. I'm gonna go to bed now.